Amnian Nights. We're not even recapping. We're just getting straight into it. We are waking up in the Adventurers Guild. Asher is feeling delicate. But it is morning. New adventures await. The group reassembles gradually as they awaken in the hall. How did we all sleep?
Did Pip ever come to the room last night?
I will have done, and especially since Sirai specifically was like, you should check on her. So he would have come in and done his usual routine, unless he found Asher, I don't know, in need of assistance or something.
The room, she would have probably already been passed out by the time you got there, but the room definitely would have looked in disarray in her little corner. It looks like she had been casting a lot of spells or attempting to cast a lot of spells. The bottle would be completely empty, and there would be a smell of burning just lingering in the room.
Well,
Total chaos.
I suppose he would do his best to make sure nothing was actively on fire, but as long as that is the case, then we carry on. And he would, alarm the place up before bedtime.
Yeah, Obsidian is fairly energized in the morning. Sort of.
Energized?
Yes.
Morning, Asher. Are you feeling okay?
She looks. She's got very dark circles under her eyes. She looks rough, but she's clearly prestidigitized herself. Her clothes appear clean and pressed and everything. And she's gonna wander up to you and just be like, "Hey, I think I figured something out. I was up working on this last night." And she's just gonna place an arm on you and cast a spell. And it's just gonna kind of settle over your fur. She's like, I don't know if this is gonna be anything against that guy, but maybe it'll prevent you from getting your ears pulled in the future, or your mind read, or whatever it was he was doing. Yeah. It should help going forward.
That cleric or sorcery?
Oh, no?
Find out for me.
Okay.
Are you sure it won't alert the wizards?
I think that's sorcery.
Isn't? Well, I don't know for your specific brand of sorcery, but isn't
I mean, I'm a divine
you're not a cleric,
sorcerer, so it's it's the most clericy sorcerer you can get.
Yeah, to you it would be a sorcerer spell, I guess, right?
Yeah. Like, it is a clericy spell.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But yeah, that light settles on Pip.
So yeah, you have Sanctuary cast on you.
Remind me what that does?
Asher knows Sanctuary now. You ward a creature within range against attack. Until the spell ends, any creature who targets the warded creature with an attack or harmful spell must first make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature must choose a new target or lose the attack or spell. This spell doesn't protect the warded creature from area effects, though, such as the explosion of a fireball.
This is a spell that, unfortunately, I need to remind us in a post-Baldur's Gate world is a minute duration in the actual game, not a full day like it is in Baldur's.
Yeah, but if you make an attack against an enemy creature, it basically bubbles you, but if you start up the aggression again, it ends the bubble.
So, is this something that you've learned newly? Have you been doing some studying in your in the evening?
I mean, I wasn't reading any books or anything, but yeah, I was just trying some different things, seeing if I could work some stuff out.
I did notice a little bit of a smell of burning when I came in.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, I was burning stuff in there, but actually, this uses and she's gonna pull out a small little like disc of silvered metal. She's like, this actually uses like a mirror. I can't really tell you why. It just felt right when I held it. I was just kind of grabbing everything at random that was in my pockets.
Oh, I'm sure you have some very eclectic pockets then.
Oh yeah.
Always prepared.
That's right. You never know, and here we are. It worked.
So what's the first order of the day? I know that today some of our hall our rooms our room at the hall the Platinum Hall is ready, right? The was it the planning room?
Yeah.
Did we want to
Yeah.
expand on that, or are we going to get to investigating?
Well, I mean, before I go and look at funding any more rooms, I want to look into what I got to do to get this magic license.
Yes, that would be wise.
Probably for you too, right, Pips?
Well, the thing is, I have, since I've been here, I was here for a couple of days before I managed to find you. I cast a couple of spells, including, in fact, when we were here, I alarmed the doors and any windows before going to bed. I'm pretty sure that I was unable to be detected. So,
I'm sure this place has permits though, or something.
oh, maybe so. But I have cast a couple of spells in other areas and haven't noticed anything. But I'll keep an eye on it. But it would be useful for at least one of us to have a license so that we can purchase things. Once we're able to purchase spell scrolls, I can simply transcribe them into my spellbook, and we would have them access to them permanently.
That's clever.
But I mean, it'd be fine if you had the license and were able to purchase the scrolls. That would work fine.
I mean, yeah, that's fine. DM, can I go and inquire with McGear about how to go about applying for a said license?
You can. Where is she? She sat there. She sat there still. She's been listening to music all night, apparently. We'll say she's more drifting around, giving out some small jobs and missions to other members of the guild. And she catches you just.
Hey,
Good morning.
just a quick question for you. How do I go about applying for a magic license within the city?
It must be submitted in writing, and then Vakals will come and interview you, and then the license can be granted immediately at that point. Once you have paid their charge.
And how much is that?
I
Do you
believe
know?
it is 6,000 gold. Again, I can't remember if it's 6 or 5k. It's whatever I said previously.
Sure.
We forgot.
Yeah, but no one knows, DM.
Either
You
way,
need to make
Most
a call.
definitely 5.
I think it was 5.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
seems,
okay.
seems like a
Remember
rounder
remember
number.
it being 5.
Just makes more sense for it to
Damn
be 5, really.
I wish I could see Harrison's face.
He is stoic and
So-
unfazed.
So much money. Can
I
I
think it
get
was
from
probably
her
6.
the information, like where I send that application and everything like that?
Straight to the cows.
Say that again. I was busy reading Discord to try and find the history of.
But just can I get the like mundane details of like where to submit the written.
Yeah,
application
we'll
stuff from, like-
say there's a post box that if you
Okay.
put it in where you're coming to, they will teleport to you within 1 to 2 days to
Okay.
discuss and to take payment.
So I gotta save up. Okay. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Well, since we're already bothering you,
Oh.
don't run. Hear us out.
Yes.
What of that pin, I suppose? How are we looking?
It remains where it was when I checked this morning.
I see.
It does not seem to have made
All
any
right.
sort of significant movement.
Might be just ditched. Does it matter to you at all? And oh no, you were able to just get it back, right?
Yes, I can recall
Just
it to
no.
me by itself immediately
Okay. All right. Yeah.
when you decide that your surveillance comes to an end.
Why is the party
Mhm.
sending me the Tome of Hues?
That was me. Just because you've got it. That's why.
Well, the luggage has it, but yeah, okay.
I don't have access to put it in the luggage.
No, I'm just stating very loudly for the DM.
All right.
I do not have that book.
The luggage turns to you and is like, "Indeed I do. You have given me the power of the big bad."
Okay.
And you wouldn't perchance know anything about the Azure Court?
The Azure Court. Sounds vaguely familiar to...
An
The
adventuring
family?
group of some sort, founded by a dragon, apparently. Hasn't been heard of in a while, at least according to the tomes we have seen.
I think I heard of a mercenary group with a similar... No?
Well, adventuring mercenary, yes.
Possibly. That sounds...
Well, no.
Founded by a dragon, you say?
I believe that, yes, that should be correct. That is what the tomes in the Ogman archives said.
I can certainly look into it and...
Oh, you would?
See if Clem knows anything about it for you.
Would be obliged. He's out there, I understand.
Yes, he's out today.
Oh, and, well, one more thing. You have previously borrowed us a magical item. I was wondering if there is a possibility to use the teleportation magic that the guild offers for its contracts. Is that something that can be purchased, paid for?
The terms of my perpetual license mean that it must be used for guild business. If it is guild business, I can certainly do
I
so,
see.
but otherwise you would need
Yes,
to
I was...
find the services of a teleportation circle.
Mhm. Yes, that was to be expected, but it didn't hurt to ask. Well, thank you for all the support you're giving us.
Have a good day.
We'll immediately come closer and talk to Sire. Tell Sire. No movement on Atticus. It is possible that he just dropped the pin somewhere along the way. Or he could just be stationary and working on something, but for now there is no signal that we should be looking into it, I don't think.
I see. Okay, well, clearly I cannot be fully rational about anything to do with Attica, so I will follow your guidance.
The Joaquin Promenade is open today. It's Thursday, guys! It's Thursday morning!
Jesus.
We have some time to kill before I'm meeting Ronnie at noon at that tavern. But we could go shopping if you like. Peepson seems very excited about it.
Right. Speaking of those scrolls you are unable to purchase, I
Yeah.
think the way I understood Captain Plunder yesterday, he seemed willing to part with some. I believe even without a license, although he made a bit of a show of it.
Ah, yes, of course. Well, I will let him know the spells I'm interested in, and we can come back later and speak to him. How's that?
I mean, I'm not buying any, so...
Well, I don't have all that much coin at the moment, but it would be useful to know, a rough estimate of how much these things cost, and also, the availability with which he can get them. But yes, at the moment, let me check my coin purse. And he'll pull out his pouch. I've only got about 200 gold, so I think I might be a little bit short at the moment.
Well, you
but
can get a fucking cantrip for that, mate.
So, yeah. But, I don't want to waste time and miss out on the wonders of the Joachim Promenade.
It's closed now.
Ah, too late. My reactions are so fast. But, I mean, as good as that does sound, and it would be good to, make note of other useful shops, I do think we should prioritize the tasks in hand, following up on leads that might lead us to, allies. We could inquire about undead activity to see if we can, narrow down the, that vampire who attacked us, or indeed contact Lloyd.
I love how, no matter the context, and I don't know if it's in or out of character, Lloyd gets mentioned and Mr. Death rolls his fucking eyes every single without fail.
I think it's both.
Alright, we don't want to, contact him here, though, right? We should go find, I don't know, some trees or the park or something, right?
I mean, yeah, we could leave the city if you think it's necessary, but some quiet area would be fine, I would have thought.
Yeah, somewhere out of the way, at least.
The only question is, does that constitute as magic use?
Well, we wouldn't be
when you
conducting
use a
any-
fake calling card.
We should probably go out of the city then.
Err on the side of caution, perhaps.
Yeah.
I would
Step
say
out
you've
the walls.
used magical items before that issue. It seems to be the ritual
True.
casting of spells of a wizardly nature.
Okay.
This is like CCTV, as long as we find a place to have cameras, we're okay.
Luigi,
Check
could
the
do it.
walls.
Alright, so do we want to go outside the walls or go to a
Well-
park? I'm fine with just tucking away to a park.
There's lots of parks up in the sort of nobler area of the city where the temples are. Maybe we could try there. The only contact, apart from the Temple of Okman, when it comes to undead, I don't know of how much use it could be, but I could always pop in there. Sacred Order of the Radiant Heart to see if they have any information, or perhaps there's a temple of. And here, Jija would like to, because Sire might know more about religion and temples and gods than Jija does. Is there? Would she know
Your first
what
port
kind
of call as anyone from this planet would be a Temple of Lathander, like Light, Morning Lord, the antithesis of undead.
Great. I think Siri would know this as a person who grew up in a slightly religious household.
Yeah, Yeah, you would all know this.
Yes.
And you would have seen the Temple of Lathander in your jaunts around. You know, anywhere that doesn't have a Temple of Lathander is a bit fucking weird.
Okay.
Yep. We can hit, two birds with one stone or whatever.
Obsidian I wouldn't know, but would Kalanvor also be around?
We would have there would probably be a Temple of Kelemvor. I've thought of a Temple of Kelemvor. I just don't have a map set up for it yet. I know which one
No
I would
worries.
go. So we can't. If you specifically want to visit Kelemvor, you can, but it'll be mapless for the time being. I'm thinking I'm gonna have.
No!
I'm thinking I'm gonna have Connor's Church be Kelemvor.
Never.
Got a great ball map. If you decide to really go the other way. So you're heading to a park and a temple, finding a park and a temple district first, did you say?
Yeah.
Okay.
Syria knows all the parks in this place by now. She's been hanging around crying in many of them.
Just friends of the local drunks. Okay. Then you head to the temple district. And find a lovely little garden.
Oh.
We'll also say there is just 2 single guards out and about, just so the map doesn't seem entirely abandoned. But these are not guards that you need to worry about unless you start doing crazy shit.
Cool. I will just tuck over onto a bench. And then what is it? It's a little card. What do we do again? Remind me.
It is just to be. I think I said you can either throw it in a fire or just fold it over and throw it at the floor, and it will activate.
Okay. We ready?
Ready as we'll ever be.
Just for the DM purposes, in case this starts a fight, Siri is now grabbing onto the +1 shield, which can happen later. I just want to call it in case this is the fight.
Sorry, Siri is now grabbing onto the +1 shield. What was the next thing you said?
No, just like I just want to call it for just I am wearing it even though I don't have it in my character inventory.
So you would have attuned to it last night, you're saying?
That'd be amazing if possible.
Okay. I mean, I don't see it starting a fight, but you never know with Obsidian.
Well, that's what I
I
yeah.
don't think they require attunement anyway.
Specific squirrel, yeah, I don't think shields did. I'm just checking. Okay, so you take the card, fold it. There is a crack and a strong smell of cinnamon. Some flowers, alien-looking flowers, quickly grow from that spot, twist, wither, die, blow away in a gust that did not seem to be there, and yeah, that's all.
I guess he's busy.
Perhaps it's not an instant thing, more like a one of those magic voice receivers where you leave a message.
Right.
Hello,
Hey,
Mr.
just
Gross.
looking for information. Give us a call back.
We're in Athkatla.
Okay, thanks. Then I'll Shrug.
Hmm,
I don't know, I guess
Maybe
wait
you had
for
an
a few
expiry
minutes?
date.
I
Yeah,
don't know
maybe.
how long it takes.
You just hear a sigh. This city. Oh no, why won't the sound play though? That's no good. Let me quickly make the sound elsewhere. He needs his music. Oh yeah, it was part of a a Ripper soundscape, wasn't it? Hold on, let me quickly pull his music back in for us. Do 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 do.
Mm-hmm.
Why that made you laugh?
Because Obsidian's clearly trying to distance himself from the group, so obviously.
He's just stood. You look up, Obsidian, and he's just stood on this central archway. He's not on the steps. You possibly can't tell, but there is a ring above it. It's almost like a bandstand. As I show you, see the Obsidian can pass underneath. And Lloyd's just stood there, his arms folded behind his back, looking out over at all the distant buildings. And he turns and jumps down, disappears mid-air as he drops down, before a moment later just stepping out of the bushes near you all and lighting that strange little burning stick he seems to keep a lot of the time.
Mr. Gross, hello again?
Oh God, the accent. I'm not going to do the accent. Can't do it. Bad American accent. What do you
It
mean,
was Sean Connery.
kid? What?
It was Sean
No, it
Connery.
wasn't.
It what? No?
No,
Okay.
you're thinking of a Red Panda and Candlekeep.
No.
I'm sure I did a really bad detective. Because I'm sure that Luca was like, "Gah!" with everything I said.
I mean, I might have been with a Sean Connery, though, too.
No, someone wouldn't. You'd think he was here. You called?
Hi, yeah, so sorry to bother you. We were wondering, if we could ask you a few questions, maybe?
Shoes on the other foot.
Yeah, a little bit.
What do you need? Got some questions of my own.
Oh, yeah? Okay. She's gonna look at the others like, am I going? Am I... Okay. Do you know anything about a Lady Decay?
Huh. Been a long time since I heard that name.
Yeah?
She operates in parts. Keeps herself to herself in the Feywild.
Does she? She hasn't recently started expanding or anything?
Decent folk stay away from her part of the Feywild.
What is her part of the Feywild?
The dead marshes.
Okay. Why do they stay away from it?
People here kill and harm each other, yeah?
Yeah, here? Yeah.
Same in the Feywild. Bad part of town.
Okay. Listen.
Why did you leave me hanging with the dame?
Oh, yeah, no, she's dead. We went and talked to the hag that we found, and the dame is dead. I'm so sorry. It kind of felt like a bummer to bring you that news.
So you did find the dame.
Well, no. It's not like I, found her, but she is dead. She was nowhere to be
But
found.
you found the hag.
Yeah, and the hag was like, yeah, she's dead.
I thought you couldn't find the hag.
We did find the hag briefly. I don't remember
He
the
takes
lies that we told originally.
He takes a small notebook. and I keep pretty comprehensive notes.
Because I don't. Yeah, sorry. No, the hag, we did find a little house with a hag, that was like, yeah, totally killed that bitch. And then
So
we
she
did
confessed?
not get along with it. No. Wait, confess to what? Shit. What were the original lies?
You just
Ernie,
keep
help me
staring
out.
at you.
Listen, no. I think what she actually said was that she discovered her dead. If I'm remembering. It has been a little while. I am so sorry.
4 or 5 days by my reckoning.
Oh, Asher, you
Yeah,
partied
but
a little
you
too
would-
hard last night, didn't you?
You would not believe the amount of things that have happened in those 4 or 5 days. It feels like weeks, maybe months of actual time has passed.
To be
like,
fair-
there's this whole thing with a dragon trying to take over the existence. And it's a whole thing, which is why I've come to you about Lady Decay. I was going to ask you if you happen to know of any dragons that have recently started acting a little wild. Just wilding out in your areas.
Yeah, persuasion check.
Okay.
He nods slowly, thoughtfully. He's like, call a wonder under the bridge, then. So long as you're saying the dame's safe and well. Your next question?
Wait, what did he say?
Call it water under the bridge, then. So long as you're saying the dame's safe and well, then. Your next question?
Listen, I'm gonna bring you up to speed on something. There is this purple dragon. No, there is this amethyst dragon. Yes, that is trying to take over all of existence. And I mean, like, here, the undead place, your place, maybe some other places. Like, I think
Sounds like a
hell
lot
place.
of places.
Yeah, no, like, literally. All the places. He's trying to take them all over, and he's doing it
As you're
by,
talking,
like,
he's occasionally just side-eyeing Pip.
and he's trying to do so by, like, either killing or bringing dragons over to his side. But here's the thing. His, like, big head honcho guy.
Sorry. Turns to Pip, like, you seem familiar, but yet not.
Oh, well, I guess I have just one of those faces. But it's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Gross. My name's Pip. Loxley Pipthorn Atticus Gladstone. No, Loxley Atticus Pipthorn Gladstone. But it's yes, lovely to meet you. I wasn't with this band of merry men before, so you haven't heard of Zoltmarsh, have you?
She's one of Lady Decay's agents. Was the other way
And-
around? Can't remember.
And they are what exactly?
Myconid. Dangerous
Ah.
kind of thing. You seem like you should be giving off my kind of energy, but you don't. Are you from this side?
Yeah, he's with us, man. He's with us.
I meant this side of the gate.
No, yeah, like this. Yeah, he's from our. Yes.
He takes us a long drag and slowly shakes his head and before like a thing like that. Anyway, you were saying?
Yeah, so Amethyst Dragon, we got taken to like all of his like head honchos like had some meeting where they showed off like that they're super organized and did the whole like monologuing thing at us. And there, it was like all the like lieutenants or whatever of this operation, and one of them was Lady Decay. One of them was like vampire. So listen, they're coming from all over. So have you seen any recent developments on your side? I know that you work in, the law.
Investigation.
Sort of.
For the Green Lord, yeah.
Yeah. Just wondering if you happen to have seen any new shakeups, especially relating to Lady Decay or any sort of draconic kind of activities that would be really indicative of something.
I can take a look into it, but it's, again, a place I steer clear of.
Yeah. Well, I mean, apparently there was a dragon that was like tried to be recruited and then like got killed or something on your side. So I'm sure like the big bad is gonna be looking for a new.
Hey. She never would have been recruited.
Yeah.
Can you clarify something for me? Is Coravelion dead, really dead, on your plane as well?
Oh, you're not on Zoom. Yeah, he sadly nods.
So you know who I'm
I see.
talking about.
A cultivator, yeah.
She used to be the leader of your
Didn't you
plane,
just say-
right?
Cultivator.
Oh, okay.
We slept under her bones and her protection one night. She must have been formidable. Actually, Siri has the tablet. At least she has it on her backpack. She might just show that to Gross if he's interested in a prayer. The tablet with the prayer to Coravelion.
Yeah. I don't approve of desecrating graves, but it's nice to read this. Things haven't been the same on our side since she died.
How so?
She kept things fair. She ran a tight ship, but a fair one.
Well,
Things like
ultimately,
Lady Decay never would have stepped out of line before. Now, grows unchecked.
well, she seems to be under the thumb of the Uniter, and the Uniter is going to at some point try to kill all of the dragons, and bring wrath and ruination to the world and all of the planes within it. So, yes, if you know of, more precisely how we would be able to get to and navigate the dread marshes, as you so put it, or stop her, that will be very useful information.
Well, you need to get into the Feywild.
I believe there's a gateway to the Fey realm to the southwest of here.
The Sylvan Door.
That's the one, yes.
That'll take you in. Only a few dozen miles from the marshes as well.
You don't
Depending
sound
on-
confident.
Depending on when you go in, of course.
Yes.
Don't
Maybe
go in
I
on a
do need
full
to.
moon,
Why? Why?
because you'll drop a good ways away.
Oh. Okay.
Maybe I do need to build that that room to track the movements of the planes and whatnot.
Maybe.
You know.
Listen, Lloyd, it's been really good working with you. again and seeing you again. Is there anything we can help you out with?
Tried that once. Didn't seem to take.
Yeah, so sorry about the death of your girl that you were looking for.
This is gross. This threat, Stendax's threat, is a threat for all of us. I know you work for the Lord Oberon, yes. With Corabellion gone, there must have been some power vacuum that Lady Decay seems to be taking. She must have enemies, people that might perhaps help us against her.
The problem is, she doesn't really get on other people's turf. She doesn't spread out, she doesn't push, doesn't encroach. She just digs deeper.
Deeper into the ground.
And so most people are happy to leave her be.
Well, that might not be an option for them soon, because the Uniter is going to unite all, and she will help them do that. So at some point, it will be in the best interest of any other influential forces in the Feywild to not let her do that.
If you make gifts of a Green Lord, I'll see if he'll have a word in your favour. Some on our side will thank you for it, others won't.
What kind of gifts he like?
Creative ones.
Sita remembers about the fact that this guy might be some sort of like weirdo sex pest. Aside from the Green Lord, you seem to know the way of the land. Is there anyone else you'd rather be working for? And I'd like to insight the answer.
Working for?
Yeah. He's currently working, I'm sure he's taking this case for the Green Lord, but is there someone else he'd rather be working for? Or I didn't get the impression that he was like an employee, more like an investigator on this case. Not like, a servant of or like a.
Okay, make a.
In fact, that might be a question as well. Like if he works only for the Green Lord, or if he's a free agent.
I'm a free agent. Just work on the case.
We're looking for allies that are open-minded and open to collaboration and fairness and justice, like Coravellion might have.
The sad thing, but times have changed. That kind of attitude doesn't seem to get you very far in any plane now.
Oh, hello?
Hello.
Oh. Sorry, my Wi-Fi cropped up, so I missed the answer.
Oh, he said, what did he say? He said, yeah, that kind of attitude, if only that kind of attitude doesn't get you far on any plane these days.
Mm. Okay, so we don't have a lot of options.
I mean, the Feywild is made up of all kinds of people, just like here. State your intent over there. Help people out. You might make your own friends.
Do you have a suggestion of what sort of area we would be better off teleporting into instead of the dead marshes. Perhaps if we can track the movement of the planes, we should have something to aim for.
That's where you want to go, isn't it? The dead marshes.
Well, yes, but perhaps not directly. If there's a city or
Well, like I said, the Sylvan Door will drop you a few dozen miles away. That's still too close?
okay.
Anyway, if there's nothing else.
Yeah. Again, it was wonderful seeing you.
You need another card?
Oh, yeah. If you're handing them out, that'd be great.
Flicks it over to you.
Thank you.
Give my best to the dame.
She just smiles. She can't help it. She can't help it. She doesn't have a poker face. She just smiles.
And he's steps back into the bush and is gone.
That was somewhat useful, right?
Yeah. All right.
Wait, did I ask him what Zudmosh was? And what did he say?
You did ask him what the marshes was.
I think he just said a servant of Lady What's It, or she's a servant of it, but not actually answering the question.
He did specify.
Meconid.
Yeah, he specified.
Oh,
Meconid.
yeah, you're right. Okay. Yeah, my memory's terrible.
Dude, mine too. That was a rough conversation. Like, what the hell lie did we tell you to begin with? I forget.
Forget that. I can't remember what he said this session.
Okay.
And since on the topic of non-remember, sorry, I think I missed a bit of his answer. He didn't say like there's other people apart from Lord Oberon that he recommends us reaching out to, right? It's basically everyone sucks. Everyone's good, everyone sucks.
He said a couple of times, like throughout the conversation, but it's like it's a realm of just people. There's not hey,
okay.
Go there and find the Welsh. It's like, you know, your actions will win you allies or enemies.
Yeah, but there might be some like nicer people, like, you know, as in like there's sometimes nicer people to go and ask for, hey, can we do you a favor to earn your favor, you know? But yeah, no, I
There might be
completely.
a holy order of paladins who we could do some work for. Except they're all squirrels.
Okay, but at least he told us the Sylvan Gate works. We didn't know about that. We weren't sure.
Yeah. But we don't know where it comes out. Except that where it comes out changes.
Yeah.
Based on the time that it is here.
Yes.
And we know it's not that far, potentially, from the dead marshes. If we go at the right time. But if we do go, it's miles away from the dead marshes, and we don't know in what direction. So unless we come out on a hill and can see the dead marshes, we might still struggle. Unless we come out close to some people who we can ask.
I mean, I don't know if it's just like stories or whatever, but I thought there were always like just people or creatures or whatever just all over the Feywild. Is that just myth, though? I don't know. You read a lot of books, right?
A lot of carnivorous plants, Pip.
Oh, yeah.
Would I know such a thing?
You would know weird stuff from where the forest had become unusually dangerous for you in your world. You would know that there are lots of living plants, carnivorous creatures, weird, sort of hypnotic, otherworldly things that always seem animal or avian in origin at first, but behave in very unusual and confounding ways. You would know that a lot of Fae people in your world have been encouraged to speak to nobody who wasn't already with their group, when passing through woodland, and sometimes not even continuing to talk to or acknowledge the companions you're with, because the Fae is meant to be a place of wordplay and tricks and binding oaths sworn by accident and things like that.
Oh my god, no. We can't go there, guys. This will be the death of Jesus.
I assume he relays that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Loves sharing knowledge.
Ash will look around and be like, alright, temples, I guess, now?
Yes. About we're in the temple, or we're in the
You're
temple
in
district.
The temple district currently,
So we've
yeah.
got to go to
Yes.
some temples.
Was it Lathander we wanted to look at, or is that just more Gigi's curiosity?
No, I think we're going to. If she thinks they might, whichever makes more sense in an query of like, "Hello, have you heard reports of weird undead activity going on?" Yeah.
Okay, I will take you to. You see the Temple of Lathander, which is the Hall of the Rose. Is its name? Oh, my Lathander music is not playing either. Let me test this. It's not a good day for music. There we go. Not sure what happened there. But yes, a grand building. Is it loaded for you all?
Mhm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it seems to be local, that's why. It's playing twice. Let me, I have now stopped the playlist version. Very odd. But yes, the doors are there. And swing open easily into a large hall. Beautifully lit. Large statues of a Morning Lord overhead. Almost constant sense of like natural sunlight beaming down from crystals in the ceiling, and you see a lot of plants and fruit growing all around. I must say it's like a stained glass ceiling almost. And yeah, looking around you see it's fairly empty. There are a couple of people, some just sort of sat drinking tea. Two others seem to be in a conversation. One tends to flowers, and then there's a couple of the figures having a discussion at the front of the temple in front of the great statue of the Morning Lord. What do you wish to do?
Well, Pip's following the lead of other people.
Yeah, Asher's kind of following the lead of Siri. This seems very much her
But Siri
realm.
has no.
Okay.
Siri has a bad connection and is quiet. So I'm not sure if she's still here.
No,
Okay.
seriously. I was just, yeah, okay, fine. Then Sarah will take the lead on this. I will approach, that's the altar. Well, first things first, obviously. Is there an alms collection box somewhere?
There is. It would have probably would have been. Are alms boxes normally front near the altar or back near the door so we get people on the way?
It depends on how scared they are from being stolen.
The city of coins. So we'll
Sometimes,
say it's up near the altar.
well, actually, this is quite useful because then Sarah will take 5 gold pieces and put them in the alms box. Where is my inventory? Just giving out money like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah.
Just 5?
You know, this is. Well, what? And I will.
There are 5 noticeable clinks, almost like small bell chimes, as each coin hits the bottom. And the 2 clerics nearby sort of turn away from their business and both give you a polite smile and a nod before returning to their business.
I guess I'll speak to Bella right over here. Does he look like he's wearing priest attire?
He does.
I hope it's not a commoner. Yes. Would I know the right moniker to? Is it father or
Make
most
me a religion
sacrificed
check.
one?
Make me a
Oh
religion
god
check.
darn it! A religion.
All of you can make me one if you think. If you just for your knowledge, if you think that you would have. Okay, yeah, obsidian would be.
Oh my god!
Who's coming in with the 20? Who's coming with the 1? You know, but the dice always roll before, so Asha has lost knowledge.
Minus 1.
This tracks
Yeah.
so well.
Both.
Yeah, this is such a weird. Sarah sometimes rolls ridiculous when it comes to backstory stuff. Yeah.
Both Gladstones would recognise the trappings and a couple of the sigils and would understand that this is probably the leader, the head of this particular church, and that therefore they are probably of the rank Dawn Master.
Mhm. Amazing. Dawn Master, do you have a moment?
To the tune of 5 gold pieces, indeed I do, child. Thank you for your generous contribution. What ails you?
The contribution is not meant to buy your attention, Dawn Father. I merely hope to put it to good use. I am in need of your assistance. Would you be in a position to grant it? My companions and I.
Gestures over to the pews.
Oh, I will close a lot of windows and then find Sarah. Oh, cool portrait. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? My companions and I, we are members of the Adventurers Guild, amongst other affiliations, and we have an interest in the operations of undead across the region and beyond. I was wondering if you had heard any such reports of dead coming back to life in large numbers or in unusual circumstances or anything like that. Necromancers operating in the area.
He narrows his eyes. What would your interest in the necromantic be?
There is a particular being. He goes by the name Lord Sanguinar. I believe him to be a vampire.
That's a rather tacky name, is it not?
So we keep hearing. I am unaware if he chose it himself or if it was indeed bestowed upon him.
This name means nothing to me, but there is an uptick in undead activity in certain regions. The last 2-3 months. You needn't worry yourself about it unduly. I've recently dispatched 2 of our most esteemed dawn singers. They will see it resolved, I'm sure. Paladins of Lathander both.
I'm sure they will. What was this activity that they're dispatching? Is it small group or?
Increased numbers of undead raids and attacks amidst the Troll Mountains, beginning to wind down towards Esparta. The town, a good, pious town. The people there do no harm. They pay their taxes, they tithe, they do not bully or subjugate neighbouring towns and settlements, and yet they seem to be increasingly targeted by sinister forces. Karrock and Kasha will see things made right there. No, have no doubt about that.
Do you have any way of keeping track that they are actually all right?
They report in weekly.
And they have been doing so.
Turn this music down a little bit. Jesus Christ, it's getting loud and dramatic. There we go. Sorry. What's the last question?
They reported this week as well.
They are due to report tomorrow. My Sandriel over here will message them and collect their report magically. He gestures to the white-haired woman near the altar.
Well, I trust the Dawn Sentinels will accomplish their goals without any issue, but should that not be the case, please drop word with the Adventurers Guild. I should have said, my name is Siri Gladstone. And she extends her hand.
He pauses for just a moment and gives you a look. I hear you have recently had interactions with your father's order. Janos was a dear friend of mine and this temple. And he will slowly take your hand.
It is a painful loss, and I hope to carry some of his influence within my actions.
Well-spoken words.
The only bright side of Siri's face being transparent is that when she feels, it's very easy to tell that she's being truthful when she is.
Or people think she's a tremendously good liar.
Well, that's the bluff, ultimate bluff, isn't it?
So if they do not report tomorrow, you would like me to leave word for you at the guild?
Yes, or if there's any other reports of undead activity, especially vampires, and people coming back to life or things like that, our group would be most keen to follow up on any such leads.
He looks across your number. Was it? Are you experienced vampire slayers?
We
No, do not mean to besmirch or belittle you, but it takes specific skills and knowledge.
I would not confirm myself an accomplished vampire slayer. We did encounter one up in the mountains. One sent to kill us, actually. I dealt him a fatal blow and he seemed to vanish into mist.
Oh.
And
Returning to his lair to recuperate.
I see.
You did not follow and finish the job?
We were otherwise occupied. And the mist moved really rather quickly.
Such is the way of it.
How long does it take for vampires to reincorporate?
This depends on the vampire and their level of power and if they are receiving succor from a greater force.
This one
Could
would,
be years,
yes.
could be a matter of days.
This particular vampire is working for an undead dragon. So I do believe he probably would have the capabilities or additional powers bestowed by this dragon he serves. Does the name Onslaught mean anything to you?
The name what, sorry? You went really muffled yourself then.
Is it Onslaught? Am I remembering right?
Onslaught the Black.
Oh,
Onslaught the Black.
I thought you said Ullsop at first.
It's because I wasn't confident on Onslaught, so I said something like Frontal.
Okay, so I cannot say what it does. Is this a gladiator of sorts? It sounds like a moniker.
It is a dragon that was vested and returned to life.
Oh.
Not a lich.
Oh. Well, that sounds grave indeed. You think this is something to do with the events in Esperta? What leads you to believe this?
I know that would be too rash for me to say. All I know is that Lord Sanguinar is dangerous and is someone we would like to dispatch from this and any plane.
Well, when I take Casher and Calluck's report, I will be sure to find out if there is any mention of a Lord Sanguinar and pass it on to you immediately.
I'd be very appreciative, Dawnfather. And if there's any other service we can perform for the temple, not long ago, my companions and I helped the Temple of Ogman with intrusion in their dragon hall. You have an ally in us that you ever needed.
This is good to know. If I hear of anything that cannot be covered by our existing agents, I will send word to you at your Adventurers Guild.
Thank you.
I take it these services are not charitable.
Ours?
With a smile.
Well, she looks poignantly
What kind
at
of
Asher.
payments do you typically expect so I don't find the temple unduly indebted for what I thought was a favour?
She looks at Asher and she goes, I cannot speak for my companions. But if it's something I can undertake alone, I will. And I can definitely talk to my companions to see if they would be up for doing some pro bono work.
Obsidian just drops a fifth coin into the box, listening to the chimes.
To the chimes? Oh, yeah.
In the
I've been
past, we
putting-
have taken
I've been
what
putting him in the Foundry chat. He's been just dropping coins from time to time just to listen.
Oh yeah, I just see it.
in the past we have accepted what has been offered freely. We haven't made any demands. I will not do one now.
A fine attitude to take. It seems that you will find friends here. I will deliver this message to you tomorrow, once we have our report, or not, as it may be.
I hoped your agents are successful, and we shall have no need to speak of this again.
Nods.
She stands and follows him respectfully to wherever he's going, and then back to her companions.
Yeah, he goes back to the lady at the altar, who is writing in a ledger that is on the altar.
Okay. Well, Cyril looks ready to go. Not so sure what Obsidian is.
Oh, sure. Obsidian, noticing that we are going, will just drop further 5 coins into it. He had prepared to just keep on dipping.
The woman
Fine.
turns.
I have
Most generous. I thank you.
I have removed 10 from my inventory. I do like the chime.
It is a simple enchantment, but quite effective. It was young Shannon's idea. She just gestures across the temple to a young cleric who's in conversation with somebody else.
Oh, do we drop someone? Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
What else, Gigi?
So, where to now? In fact, you know what? I think that is a good place to take our 10-minute break as we wrap up our business in the Temple of Lathander. So, as you step out of the temple, mere minutes after we were last playing together, you leave the Temple of Lathander behind you. What do we wish to do next?
Where first, friends?
Well, listen.
Should we... Sorry, go ahead.
Joaquin's is open today, but I think before we do that, we should probably check in on our buddy at our, house place and see how that
Housekeeper.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a plan. Wow.
So we just need a door, right?
That knight statue is holding is incredibly shiny.
Yeah, so I guess I'll just turn around and then on the door here at this place,
Mm-hmm.
put in my key
Yep.
and turn the lock.
So it turns and the door does that slow filling from the bottom to top with a bright silver light. Like a postman sort of approaches the temple after a few minutes and sort of steps up and just looks a bit confused, sort of stands around waiting politely for you to finish whatever you're doing with this parcel. But yeah, it fills with light and the door is open and you are able to step through into the Platinum Halls.
Cute.
As you find yourself back in the halls, housekeeper sort of has been scrubbing at one of the pillars and his eyes sort of whir and like fix in, and he flutters over like, greetings. You are returned.
We sure are. How goes the progress?
Your constructed room is complete. See?
Ah, it's locked. Do we need a key? Oh, marvelous. Oh, check out those runes. Most fascinating.
Oh.
This is our planning room, yes?
Indeed, it is where you can reflect on what you have learned, and Custodian will also provide possible hints and missing clues for you to pursue.
Ah,
Custodian.
housekeeper, now custodian.
He gestures over to the automaton in the corner. With a similar but older looking design to the library bot from the Dragon Hall, who gently bobs up and down a bit as he goes, almost like a very slow, magical, like space hopper as he travels around.
How does he work?
Well, you normally speak to him.
Oh, sorry. How? What are your inputs parameters?
Should we provide you with all the information that we've discovered thus far, and you can let us know if there are any
Typically, if
connections?
you discuss and investigate items in my presence, I can identify areas you may have overlooked and suggest potential courses of action.
Sounds excellent.
Very helpful.
Okay. So do you think we should go ahead and plan to build the admin office next?
I think first you should all take a refreshing drink of rejuvenating water. And gestures to the font of shimmering water in the corner. It is of critical importance to stay hydrated.
Oh, yes, of course.
Sita's gonna sniff it. Just
I'll take a drink.
Just the
doesn't smell of anything.
slightest smell of citrus.
Oh,
Lovely.
taste.
I regret that you have all imbibed poison. That was a joke. Ha ha.
Right. Are there any books in this room, or not at
The
all?
there is one book so far on the shelf, and it is
Ooh,
So You Have Built a Planning Room, and it is
I love it.
an introductory guide that basically summarizes what I've already told you in the document.
I would love to drop the couple of books I have collected so far
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
I was gonna call it computer. It's fine.
Computer.
Here, there's a couple of books I've picked up along the way. The Knights of Bahamut and 2 cents worth. It's a brief history of the Thentarim.
Would you like me to read these books so I'm able to use their information when discussing planning with you?
I don't know if they're very relevant.
He takes the book
How
and
does?
I have read the books.
Oh, great! Wow, what a talent. Well, at least I don't have to carry them anymore, and they will be safe. Our very own library.
Oh, well, I do think that we should build a proper library at some point, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. We've got to, get the basics ready first, don't you think? I think building a few rooms for us to sleep in and some basic facilities would be a really good start, so we can use this as a proper base of operations.
Uh,
I
oh, go ahead.
we would have to use some of the party funds. I don't have enough for an additional room. So if everyone's happy, we can do that. But I wouldn't want to impose.
Well, I think it will be a wise use of funds, but I mean, it's not really my position to say.
I mean, yeah, I'm fine with whatever. It's party's funds. My only other suggestion for using that money would be getting us a magic license. But if we think this is more urgent, just be careful about casting in the city, I guess.
That is true. I think it would probably behoove us, or in my personal opinion, to get a couple of rooms queued up, ready to construct, and then we can either pull some additional money for a license or go make some money. Because I
Well,
do
we
think
can
at
only
some point we're going to want one of those licenses.
we can only do one at a time until we have this new room. So maybe we just commission that one.
Sounds good to
Yeah.
me. How much is the administrative office?
Housekeeper will.
Was it here?
The admin office is 1,000 gold, but will construct immediately due to magic.
Okay.
Due to magic.
Okay. So if you wanted to do that, and then we can start with 2 rooms.
All those in favor?
Ash will raise her hand. Sure.
Obsidian.
Well, if you're committed to this place, I'm standing in your way.
You have to raise your hand.
Having a safe place to sleep whilst we're out on tasks feels like a wise thing to do. If it's a nice night out, I will happily stay outside and enjoy a restful sleep. But sometimes we do travel places that are cold.
Then please insert your funds into the fundarium device.
Fundarium device. Interesting. So since that's instant, do you think we should also start up by queuing a couple of bedrooms?
1,000 and then 600 per bedroom, right?
I don't recall how much it was per bedroom. I wrote it down, and now I've lost it.
There is a rapid sound of hammering, and a burst of white smoke comes from this door over here.
It's 200 actually. That's much better. 200 per bedroom.
And we can build 2 at once now, so we can queue up 2 of them. And they're only a day each, right?
That's right. Ooh.
Although this process is sped up by having the admin office.
It just means that you can
Yeah,
do
so you want
two
that
buildings.
first,
Oh, there's
Yeah,
three
yeah.
a day,
The
but
admin
we can
office
do
is
two at
here.
once. I see.
It's here. It's here.
Ooh. Ooh, marvelous.
There are
It's
a
quite-
group of
quite
workers in here.
large.
There are a group of workers in here, but I haven't decided what these workers look like yet. For now, let's just say we are the coffee drinking aliens from Men in Black.
Nice.
Hey!
Get out of here, man! I'm working here. Excellent.
So did you mark 1,000 gold off?
Not yet. I haven't marked it. I don't know. I don't want to do it twice. So maybe, Monkey, I'm gonna make you responsible to mark 1,400
The
off.
monkey can't be treasurer. He's the one most likely to try and cheat.
It's not true.
It's exactly why
Um,
he should be treasurer.
So, shall we just go ahead and queue? Well, I'll remove that, and shall we just do all 4 bedrooms and pay for them now? Because it's going to take 2 days to get all 4 bedrooms. So, that way we don't have to check back repeatedly. So,
No, it's going to take 2 days to get all 4 bedrooms.
they're a day each.
But you can do 2 buildings at once because we've bought the planning room.
So, 2 days.
Yes.
Is that not what I said? Am I having a stroke?
Did you say 4 days? Am I having a stroke? Never
I
mind.
might have said
Let's
4
move.
days because I'm reading 4 days, but no, it is half of that. So yeah,
Yeah.
we'll queue all of them.
This is 4
so-
bedrooms, you're saying?
Yes, I
I
think
will
we should
put
just queue
down.
all 4.
So that's gonna be a busy week for Luca.
Well, you get. I'm not doing anything until people provide me designs.
Oh, I've got a slow week, so I'll get right on that. 5, 6, 1, 7, 9, 100. Cool. So we have 4,800-ish remaining. Oh god, the rooms are moving.
What in the Hogwarts is going on here? Cancelled.
Okay, so the first 2 rooms will be ready in a day, and I'm inside the room. And the next 2 will be ready the day after. So that's not long before we've got some functioning bedrooms. I mean, if we're going in and out of the guild, we don't necessarily need to worry about food prep and latrines, but I do think it would be useful to have them in-house, if possible. Those rooms are relatively cheap. I can put in some extra gold for that if necessary. But yes, once the basics are completed, we can start looking into some of the more useful things like Sire mentioned the vault for psychic shielding, freedom from scrying, etc., and various other rooms that could be useful.
So, Gigi, will you make a note, please, that all 4 bedrooms become available 2 days from now?
I have made such note already.
I mean, that could be like 8 sessions, Lucas. That could be like 2 months to make those bedrooms.
Well, it'll be on day 24 and on day 25. So 2 ready on day 24 and 2 ready on day 25.
Okay.
Oh, guys, I'm feeling awfully sleepy. Shall we go to bed?
For several days.
Okay. Well, that seems in order. Should we make a move? Did you want to head to the promenade or?
I'd
Yeah.
love to, yes.
Housekeeper,
Yes, Obsidian.
why do you speak my name? Unsettling.
You spoke my name.
Is that your name?
Yes.
Function?
It is the perfect name.
Reasonable.
It makes my purpose clear.
Yes,
Maybe
like
we should name
horse. I see the wisdom in that. Right, how does accessing this place work? If we open the door, can anyone pass through it and enter here?
Oh, heavens no. They must be attuned by Soldil or Havalan. Anyone not attuned who passes through will instead be teleported a great height above the continent and will fall.
Indeed.
This too was a joke. Haha.
Oh, that actually sounds
will
quite
find
fun.
themselves unable to pass through.
What about if they do manage to pass through? Are there any security measures within the halls?
Explain. They are not able to pass through if they are not attuned by Suldil or Havalan.
Say they do gain that attunement, or perhaps they sneak in inside one of our minds, or God forbid they manage to bypass the wards that and the attunement. I'm just wondering
This
if there's
has
any.
never happened before. In terms of rampant, unfounded speculation, I could kill them myself.
Oh, well, that's be terribly helpful if you could, yes.
Could we have a
Very reassuring.
demonstration of your defensive capabilities?
Indeed. It carries a question mark. Would you care
Don't
for
do it to me.
Oh. I can disable. No, it's gonna do some really high DC like that. I will train and increase my martial capabilities then. I can simply electrocute people at the moment. This perhaps may not be enough.
Ah, electrical powers. Most interesting. But sure, if you're not personally working on building the rooms, perhaps that will be a good thing to learn about. Additional protective measures.
Very well. Zzz. Flits back off. So do you return to the city?
Think we do.
Joe Joaquin's Promenade!
So I could give you Art of Walking's Promenade, but instead just look behind Monkey. That is the closest thing we have to official art of Walking's Promenade. Our map is obviously a smaller scale version. For the purposes of it not being a really unpleasant scenario, I only have the shopkeepers and yourselves on the map. But assume that it is absolutely packed and you are jostling through people. Every step involves a pickpocket check. But yeah, we head to Walking's Promenade and you enter through the main archways.
If it's past noon or before noon, I'll just make sure that rendezvous with Ronnie has happened.
Yeah, you would probably do the running thing on the way here, I imagine, by time.
Perfect.
Just explain. He is definitely up for making a bit more money in a non-dangerous way, and you wanted him to... Didn't you want him to wholeheartedly accept the work that's given, but just to keep you updated on what it is?
That's right.
Yep.
So we're probably gonna meet up later. I'll buy him dinner,
Yep.
or something like that.
Okay. So yeah, you arrive at Walking's Promenade. You are all over on the left, just underneath the archway at present.
Looks very cool. Yep, I've been using this art as my Zoom background for a year's worth of sessions now.
Cyril will definitely be perception checking actively and passively.
Oh my god, there's people under the umbrellas that I can't even actively see unless I get close. So many people.
Ah,
no. That's not stairs. Oh my, this is very exciting. So much to see.
Oh my god. I am just trying to take in every single detail all at once. as much as possible. Asher is very excited to finally arrive here.
Oh my goodness, does that gentleman have some kind of dragon or sea serpent? Oh my.
Oh wait, no, I have been here before with what's her face, didn't I? I did a
Contessa.
tour. Yeah. Okay.
Sure, but it's different stalls
Yeah,
all the time.
yeah.
Well, not all of them, but there are.
Yeah, some of them are new.
Furniture store? Cobbler?
Yeah.
And you're just constantly being hawked at, and you just you hear all sorts of bizarre selling.
I sells chickens and eggs, apparently.
This guy here, because he does have seafood right next to the entrance, does obviously have to be for the full market experience saying, "Fresh fish! We catch 'em, you buy them!"
I was hoping he was going to say, "Come on, ladies, come on, ladies."
Not cabbages. Cabbages.
Yeah.
Toys. What is this person selling? Kitchen.
Oh, you can just hover around. Okay, that's so useful.
Oh, up there, that looks like scrolls.
Guy
And-
near you, sir, is like, "You want a necklace? A pretty necklace for a pretty lady." I'm going with all of the Aladdin stalls there.
I'm gonna keep a very close eye at because he's so distracted. I'm gonna be
Who?
Pip's eyes and
Oh yeah,
human
Pip is
ears.
definitely not like keeping an eye out for danger right now. He's
Yeah.
forgotten about all the troubles of the past. Yeah,
This
is
this dragonborn seems to be running 2 tents. He has scrolls and parchments, but then also a large amount of herbs, spices, and other seasonings.
Seasonings rather than alchemical
Mhm.
ingredients. Okay.
Are those potions up behind him?
They are on the upper level. They are another stall.
Ah, yeah. I'm gonna walk up there.
Mm,
Oh, hello, my good fellow. Are these scrolls magical in nature? I hope.
As he's just strumming away. Ah! These scrolls are historical in nature.
Historical. Interesting. Any particularly interesting ones that you think are worth a read?
They are typically correspondences that have been taken from those who have passed on and have left their libraries untended to. Magical Memories is the name of my humble stalls. For it is in the historical retellings of the small folk whose deeds are not committed to great history books that time truly passes on, yes?
Of course, yes. Pip will turn to
I
Siray.
also sell seasonings.
Indeed. And I assume Siray at this point is mostly just like looking around and keeping watch. So he just kind of like tugs on the back of her coat a little bit, like, Siray, do you think there's the scrolls? He says contain magical. Well, the store's name is Magical Memories, but it contains correspondences about particular people and locations. Is there any that you think would be particularly useful to investigate? Is there any places that we've been that we should, or want to go, that we should try and look for? I was thinking about the Feywild Gates or something such as that, or the Dwarven Ruin, perhaps.
The shopkeeper's looking increasingly like perplexed by
I think-
this and just lowers his loot like. The magic of which I speak, how do I say this delicately, is figurative in nature. The magic of a mother writing to her son in a far-flung war. The magic of a debtor issuing yet another hard-worded demand to a reticent borrower of money.
This sounds like personal correspondence to me.
That is
Do you
another way
find
of putting
people-
it, yes.
Are often interested in reading
Historians,
letters?
yes, but then there are some who collect postage stamps, and that is not a hobby that I myself would find of interesting pursuit.
Indeed,
Try
indeed.
some cinnamon. And gets a small spoon, a very, very small spoon. It's like, I dab on my tongue.
Oh,
It's from Calamshire.
he leans in and like puts his mouth over the spoon.
What, you fully...
Yeah.
Ah.
Oh God.
And he's just like, he's got one of those kind of he's one of the glass jars that like the barbers will put all their combs in with disinfectant and just drops it in and just procures another one from inside his loot.
It's a little strong and dry.
To take a full spoonful of it, yes.
You wouldn't happen to have something that goes by the name of a secret blend of spices, of herbs and spices?
I'm quite certain I do not know what you are speaking about.
To be fair, I'm quite certain I don't know what I'm speaking about, but I
Oh,
have.
yes. I've heard about 7 secret herbs and spices.
We are interested in something that's been labeled as such. It's a requirement for magical construction. I'm gonna try to read if this is registering at all to this guy.
Yeah, I would give to you that he's just like, he leans forward quietly. He's like, you tell your colonel that I have made it clear I will have no dealings with this venture.
My colonel, you say? I think we're speaking about different things.
I think it's best that we decide we are, yes.
Good day.
A good day to you as well. And he
I don't
eyes after you suspiciously.
to Pip. I don't know what it is that I said, but I remember some of the rooms in the Platinum Hall that require some specific magical ingredients for us to even begin to commission them, and this was one for the kitchen. And you said you wanted the kitchen, so I thought I might as well ask. But I think I probably asked for the
Oh,
wrong
I had
thing.
Totally forgotten about that. But yes, these are mundane, but I mean useful things to have for a kitchen. So we can bear that in mind. But I think we should catch up with Siraj. We don't want to get separated. And where's Obsidian?
Oh god, where is Obsidian?
Just a little bit to the right of them.
Ah, so he is. Okay, Asher, you are heading up a level, are you?
I was, yes.
Yes, a portly but resplendently dressed fellow is operating out of a very, very small tent. He's sat on his little cushion with his back to the stone wall of the next ledge up. He does not rise as you approach. He looks like he rises as little as possible. But he sets a bottle down on the table he'd been looking at and is like, well, good afternoon.
Hiya. Asher Vasher, how you doing?
Very good, very good. How may I aid you today with my elixirs and tonics of magical magnificence?
Oh yeah, I was just browsing for now. What do you got?
I have elixirs of restoration, phials of near invisibility, a number of perfumes, and wonderful, wonderful scents, and mystery bottles.
Mystery bottles.
Indeed, some.
Like mystery to you, or?
Oh no, they are known to me, but they are is part of a new sales venture I'm doing. Some of them, a poor few contain naught but water, but some contain powerful, world-altering elixirs that will permanently increase one's intellect or gain magnificent powers. It's all part of a gamble.
Alright.
None of them are poison. I'll make this clear.
What are the prices at this booth, DM?
You, with your knowledge of basic alchemy and shopkeeping, would see that the Markopeia is wild.
Okay.
Things are being sold for like almost triple what you see as a couple of healing potions that are 170 gold each. You've bought them for 50 in several other locations in the city.
Right. Do any of the potions look to be of any sort, like, is this just like, you know, TemuPotions.com and then he's charging, like, has he got these from some...
Absolutely.
Yeah, like, he didn't make these. He's just reselling at a high markup?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
See anything that takes your fancy?
No. I think I'm alright for now.
Oh, well. Very well. Perhaps some other lucky, daring sort will win today's mystery bottle.
Yeah, daring. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I wish you well.
And gets his fan just almost to himself. Oh, it's too hot today.
Alright, I will leave disappointed in not finding anything, but optimistic about my chances once I open my shop here, so...
Obsidian, what are you looking into currently?
Obsidian is just... Well, you did say that it's crowded in general,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Although
it's
you are
rather-
head and shoulders above most.
Yeah. You will still just sort of uncomfortably shift through with the crowd and half-heartedly inquire about possibly obtaining mercury, I suppose.
This was for what's his face, the smith, right?
Yeah, someone goes, oh, you'll want Gustavos for that, probably. Master Alchemist, over there. And points off to the large purple tent further into the
Of course, it's
market.
purple.
Well, yeah. It's an eggplant. The guy made of amethysts.
All right. We could try to make his way to Gustavo's, I suppose. To the purple eggplant.
Yeah, and you see a store that contains quite a few different magical and alchemical items, and there's a dwarven fellow in there wielding a mace, a hammer, but the end of the hammer seems to be glass and filled with a sloshing red liquid as it moves. And he looks up from behind his desk to, good afternoon.
Afternoon indeed. I was told that I might find mercury here in this establishment. Is that something you provide?
It is. It's not a substance to be given out trivially. You know its potency?
Uh-huh.
But it is
Oh, no.
poison to the conscious.
Yeah, how much is it?
300 gold a vial.
300 a vial. I see. Well, that is good to know. Looks around. Clearly, quickly losing interest. He will try to excuse himself rather quickly.
Oh, you're going. Good day to you.
And from there, I imagine Obsidian will be just wandering rather aimlessly, lost in thought.
Okay. To the
We
others.
should stick together. Sirius says to Pip. Let's find Obsidian.
It might take us a while.
Trying to find Asher now.
Oh.
I'm panning around. Trying to
Oh,
find
I'm
Asher.
looking at fish.
Oh, yep, I see, yep.
I'm looking at these fishies in these fish tanks. Over here, kind of near where we came in.
They eye you suspiciously.
I thought I saw him go over that way.
DM, can I check what this is? Just in passing. Sorry, the way I say this. This looks like a notice board.
We'll say there's a couple of guards here, and they are just they're maintaining a roster of who's hiring what stalls today, and just a log of if they paid their tariffs of their tents of the day.
Okay, it's not like a quest, sort of like my cat is missing.
No,
anything.
Oh, there's a tailor and plants. Once we get rooms, we could get some plants to put in, and that would be nice.
Definitely warm up the place a little bit.
Oh, I could
But there's not a lot of light in the halls.
These pastries look delicious.
Over the clamour of the crowd, you say that, and looking over about 30 people, the man in the plant store who had a bit of an ear horn in, just sort of looks up and through the crowd just points at you and just goes, "Many of these plants thrive in low light environments. No natural light needed.
Pip doesn't verbally respond.
I'd
but
be
is
happy to show you some and discuss their care requirements in detail."
Siraj, don't make eye contact. Don't make eye contact.
Right.
We can go there at a time of our choosing, but I don't think that should be now. Now what we should get is a lovely pain au chocolat. What do you think?
Those really bad for your It's basically just fats
Oh,
and
Siraj,
carbs
always
and-
thinking about your health and fitness. It's just a little treat. You deserve it.
Fine.
Or anything that takes your fancy. And he'll name one thing that he sees that Siraj, at least in his past experience, enjoyed. What about these?
How about a plum pie? Freshly baked? Freshly baked this morning.
We can take one to share with everyone later tonight if you like. Or are you hungry now?
Oh, I mean, we can take that for later, and I can always get a little snack now for while we walk around. One plum pie, one pain au chocolat, and
And she's gonna point at a palmier, if there's a palmier available.
Yes, I don't know about his, but the baker will. Yes, the bread will come to 4 silver, please.
he'll go into his coin pouch and hand 4 silvers over.
Plumpest plums in all Athkatla.
Marvelous, thank you so much.
And my
These
pies
are
aren't bad
delicious.
either.
Mm.
Yeah, he wraps them up and hands them over.
Perfect. And Pip will immediately start munching on that pain au chocolat.
I am so hungry, god damn it, monkey. It's just so
It seems like there's multiple clothing stores, but I think we should prioritize. I would love to get some a fresh pair of clothes. I mean, these aren't in terrible shape, but I've been wearing the same traveling clothes for some time now. But there is an armorer over there. I can see. Should we visit?
One at a time. There's a lot of people here, and we are carrying. Well, one at a time. I guess we proceed to the. There's a store here I think you might like. It's full of shiny things.
Asher,
Hmm.
as you're just perusing through the meats and the fish section in this in the seafood tank here, you see there is a small tank full of lobsters who are all rather puny and unremarkable. But you notice mixed in with all like the loose grit and the gravel substrate of their tank, there's a slightly unusual, very, very slight purple shimmer stone in there. Not a blue shimmer stone in there. That you are fairly confident is an alchemical ingredient that perhaps has just been overlooked and tipped in.
Okay. Of what nature alchemical ingredients, so that I know how best to approach this?
It would look like it is a swim bladder, which is a small sort of stonish organ that you would know can be used in water breathing potions.
It's like, Okay. Does the guy working the shop appear to have any magical quality about him?
He has a great deal of tattoos, but he's not doing anything particularly weird. He's tending to a pseudo dragon in a cage at the moment. We'll say that the cages are not quite as cruel and confined as they appear to be on this map. They are fluttering around cageless, lightly tethered to perches and stuff, and seem in good spirits.
Okay.
But he looks over and just gives you a sort of polite smile of hello, but you get me a sense that a lot of people come by because he has live animals. A lot of people tend to drift by, be interested and move on, so he tends to wait for someone to actually engage with him before he actually gets excited about a sale.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Asher Vasher, nice to meet you.
Hans.
Nice to meet you, Hans. Some amazing creatures here. I was wondering, though, I'm not really in the market for some creatures, but I do specialize in alchemical ingredients, and sometimes it is really hard to get a hold of some things, just every once in a while, just because I don't deal with the sea that much. Would you mind if I purchase some of your substrate there in that tank? I get out to the ocean so infrequently.
The gravel?
Yeah.
It's just
and the stone.
It's just a bucket of sand that came in with the lobsters.
Well, would you mind? I just use it for potions making. Personal hobby of mine, if that's all right.
Do you want to buy a scoop? Or this is not.
Yeah, if there's, in addition to the gravel, if there's any actual particular rocks of good quality in there, I'd love to just scoop them up from
Do you have a beaker on you?
I do.
Take a scoop. The claws are bound; they will not snip.
All right.
This is strange, but is nothing.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And I will try and scoop up that rock and some gravel in my thing.
Easily done.
Cool. How much do I owe you for that?
Sand.
All right. Well, I'll put down I don't know. How much do I think that's worth?
About 50.
I will put down 10 gold as a tip.
He's like, this is
Oh
just-
yeah, but listen, man, I'm gonna be making a stall here pretty soon one of these days, and I'd love to start off on the right foot with you. You know. So here's a tip for just being so nice and allowing me to make such a strange request of you.
It's tremendously generous. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Takes it and
I'll hopefully be
pockets
seeing
it.
a lot more of you.
sort of like you hear him mutter to himself as you walk away. Just a thing like that. And yeah, you see Obsidian ahead of you through the crowd. His larger frame. You find it's very, very useful now having someone very tall. Oh no, never mind. Monkey's off camera. It's no fun if I'm not going to see him scowl. But where are Asher and Pip? Everyone's reconverging on Obsidian.
Yep, I'll
How
wander
about
over to him.
that?
I'm gonna cast an eye about what's being smoked on these central tables, though.
Crack.
Cool.
There are some. There is some.
Raka!
There is sheesh going on.
Cool. While people are milling about, I'll ask to join in.
Yeah, the tiefling fellow looks a little put out that he now
I will
has
put
to.
coin down on the table.
He seems less put out, but he does turn away a little bit in his chair to kind of just try and subtly convey that we may be smoking from the same thing, but this is not turning into some social thing for us. He seems to just be there for his fix and nothing more.
I will take the hint and just silently sit down my chair on the hookah.
But yeah, Pip and Siri, you find Obsidian. Asher's sat there having a smoke with a stranger.
Oh, Obsidian, we spotted you across the crowd. Perusing some art?
Just, I suppose I am. You satisfied with your endeavors here?
Oh, there's
We've only
still
just
so much more to
started.
see. But see anything you
Oh,
like?
Obsidian, you absolutely see one of the paintings that looks unnervingly similar to what you see in your visions. Right down to the chains.
I have actually one thing did catch my eye. I believe there is an exit over there. Is it? I think I might wait at the guild. Or where do we go next? Actually, is there something?
Are you okay?
Why?
You seem skittish. Unusually so.
Unusually for a crowded area.
I've never seen you being quite bothered about things.
Well, yes, I typically do excuse myself of that strange place where you eat raw fish.
That is true.
Hmm.
But thought that had to do with insides rather than outsides. Inside spaces.
Obsidian, I would say you notice set over a bit further away over here. There is, on the two benches, there is a large, looks almost like Goliath, except there's a bit of a red tint to his skin. He's a little bit taller than you, fair bit broader than you, and is in very rough, sort of cobbled together half plate, very reminiscent of like a Warrior of the Wilds. He is sat on one of these benches, and there is a large berth around him. People are giving him plenty of space as he sits there with a very small newspaper and keeping himself to himself.
So then we'll look to the paint. What do you call that? To the person who sells paintings, I suppose.
Are you the author? Or is it just a collection of other people's works? How does this work?
I'm a curator. It is a collection of other people's works.
And that one.
And he will point to the one with the chains and stuff, the pillars.
Do you know who made it?
I can certainly check my books if you care to know the artist. I don't wish to take it down and check, but give me just a moment and I will tell you.
And it certainly has a price, doesn't it?
Oh, of course. Everything does have a price. Where are we?
So I keep seeing and hearing it.
You are ill-suited to the city of coin, then?
I suppose I am.
I am unfamiliar with the artist's name, which makes sense given the rudimentary nature of the art. Calcine of the Caldera. A lesser artist. I have no other works of theirs.
Then it
How
must
much?
be quite affordable then.
Yes, this is only 170 gold for this particular piece.
170 gold. My goodness.
I do have more.
Is that one particularly interesting obsidian?
Maybe.
It is very in character with you. The fiery fire and the metal. It suits you, perhaps for your room.
Given that I've read deliberately about Obsidian's home, like where he came from, would I recognize that this is supposed to kind of be a depiction of the mountain god or something?
I don't feel that you would.
Okay.
It's just me. It's just me and you, by the way, Mr. Death. This Zoom call now. Everyone's gone.
It seems so.
Yeah, I figured.
Right. And how do these come into your possession?
I travel to different art fairs. I will visit galleries where we are having exhibitions and sales. It's a very complicated network art curation. I wouldn't bore and overwhelm you with the details of it. But suffice to say, I attend exclusive and prestigious events where I collaborate and coordinate with other artists and curators.
So this rudimentary work caught your eye on one of those prestigious events?
It possibly came as an accompaniment to some other more expensive and impressive piece.
So I imagine chucking it down would be a difficult matter.
Chucking it down? Oh,
Tracking down the author.
I can certainly check my logbooks at home tonight and see which particular exchange this was made from, if you really wish to track down this Calcini of Caldera.
How is it spelled?
Calcine.
Probably Calcine, I imagine.
Sure.
How much would that cost?
Tracking it down? Well, if you buy the painting, I'll do it for free. Otherwise,
so it would cost 170 gold.
Yes. It is a charming enough piece in its own sort of rustic, smouldering way.
All right.
We will start bringing out the platinum, I suppose.
The look on her face is very much like she did not expect this to turn into a sale. And it's like, oh, well, yes. Would you like to take it now, or shall we deliver it later?
No, it's all right. I'll take it.
And yeah, she takes it down and puts a bit of a protective wrapping around it, and thinks, there must be an exchange of coin first.
And he will count down the platinum, I suppose, as they said.
Yeah, give change.
So that would be 17 platinum, right? 170. Yeah.
Mark it off.
Indeed, done.
Receive a. You just put in your Foundry channel for me. Painting of fire.
Oh, I don't think it will be necessary.
He's.
I mean, he will look for a fireplace, but that is the idea, yes.
Yeah, you have a painting then.
Yeah, he just grabs it unceremoniously, like doesn't care if it gets a little bit tarnished or anything. I guess now I'm done.
Out of curiosity, what do you pay your artists?
They don't. I have no artists in my employ. I travel to art meets and exchanges and trade and purchase. I don't have artists in my employ. I'm not a patron.
And
Would you be interested in purchasing incredible, out of this plane art?
Sure.
Art of
yes,
places that are
obviously, I
from
will-
very far away. She
Yes.
kind of like nudges at Pip and kind of goes like, perhaps the art of someone who has traveled far and seen many things that others haven't. What would you pay for such a piece?
Where has your work been? And is it clear that you're gesturing to Pip?
She's
kind of nudging him.
Subtlety.
Where how it would depend on where the artist's works have been displayed. Do you show? The Neverwinter Academy? Umar Gallery? Have you?
I'm
works in any
mostly
places?
found in Waters Deep, but typically
Where, sorry?
Waters Deep, of course. But typically I reserve my works for special friends. More exclusive.
Have you any examples? This sounds worryingly hobbyist.
No, I don't have any on me really. I've given them all away.
I have one only.
I mean that's just a little charcoal sketch. It's
Siri's going to check on if she feels like he doesn't want her to show them.
I think that you'd probably be able to intuit that he's like, that's not good enough for this person, who will no doubt tell us it's terrible. After all,
sorry,
it did only do it within like a short rest or something.
Perhaps another day.
I could return with an example and just at least show you what the kind of thing I could produce.
Very well. I will not lie with art. I will give you a fair and perhaps unpleasantly truthful account of your abilities, yes?
Fair is fair.
Goodbye.
Thank you very much. Bye.
And
Sorry,
please do check those logs.
Will you be returning for this
Yes.
information? Yes. Okay. Very well. Goodbye. And like returns like a sandwich that she's tried to unwrap.
I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable with that. I just thought, well, obviously, since I know you don't have much going on you, and just thought maybe it was an easier or more pleasant side hustle for you then, perhaps.
I do think that's a good idea, but I suppose I kind of am a hobbyist, and you know
You're very
how
talented.
arty people can be. But I'll give it a go. I'll put some real effort into something really nice, something that she'll have never seen before, and we'll see what she thinks. But it'll be at least a couple of days, I imagine. Oh, Asher, what are you up to?
Hey, Asher is checking out this.
Oh,
shop
shiny
for
rocks. Love a good shiny
Also
rock.
some shiny rocks that I'd take a gander.
There's a few good stalls around here, by the way. I saw an armorer on the other side of this section. And wait, what's this? We'll sidle up to this tent.
Yeah, the rocks and gems. There's a very hippy-dippy looking gnome working in there, wearing an uncomfortable amount of jewellery that looks like she is woven herself, no doubt. And just looks at you like, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Asher Basher.
Oh.
Nice to meet you.
I'm getting amethyst from you, your birthstone, yes?
I actually don't know. But sure.
What's
it's
your
pretty
birthday?
Asher will say her birthday.
Amethyst.
Oh, alright. Yeah.
It is as I said.
Alright, cool. Do any of the rocks in here look other than like anything more than just paperweight?
Yeah, there's a couple that are glowing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What
The
are
large,
those?
the large green one's glowing, and the one with the light blue runes on it.
Can I check those out and try and discern what
It's
their
worse
deal
than
is?
Games Workshop. You look at a stone, and she's there giving you its fucking life story and all its purposes. You're not allowed to. She's like, are you a collector of rocks yourself?
Oh, not particularly. No.
Well, not particularly. So you to some small degree you are.
I mean, I've
What
been
kind of
known
rocks
to
did you collect?
pebbles mostly.
Oh, pebbles,
Things
yes. Have you
of
seen what's new
magical-
with pebbles recently?
Is there things that are new with
Oh,
pebbles?
small enchantments to relieve aching joints, the night sweats. These small enchanted pebbles, you simply keep one beside your bed, or you of course must leave it out at particular solar events to recharge its cleansing energies. But yeah, all these are overage. I come in, sir. Come in. I can show you.
What are these glowing ones about here?
Well, this green one fell from the heavens
Yeah.
and has grown ever since it landed, and it's very, very difficult to chip any smaller pieces away from it. This other one with the runes, frankly, I have no idea. I've been told that it's a rudimentary lamp, or that it's some have said that it is a magical key, but I'm yet to find any evidence of that.
Can I discern anything, Jim?
You can make an Arcana check.
I will try. Sure. Oh! Why did I waste it on this? God!
You identify that it is the Stone of Sendak slaying. Yeah, the large green one is just alien to you, but the stone with the runes, it doesn't look dissimilar to some of like the glowing wall patterns that there was in the forge heading up to Hestine's tower. It seems to be the same sort of dwarven stone and magical like ley line lattice sort of structure. It could actually work as a key in a particular sort of lock.
How much is the price on it?
89 gold. It is one of my two most my centerpieces, really. But for you, 86 for a fellow amethyst wearer.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna have to think about that. That seems like a really cool rock. I just, it's a little steep for me for an impulse buy. You know how it is.
Of course. Well, hopefully it'll still be here. It might be gone soon, but if it is, I'll remember your face.
All right. Well, thank you very much. She's walk off.
Obviously, we've spotted this mystical tent in front of us.
Hmm.
But also, Sarah and I walked past this on the way by.
We'll pass what, sorry?
This one with cards and
Yeah.
the slightly upper. Is that not? Is that something different? Would I be able to tell by walking by what they were doing?
That looks to be games of chance happening.
Oh, okay. Because I first saw it in the alchemy place and I assumed it was going to be like tarot, but no, this is far more up that street. Oh, Sirai, Asher, what do you think? Should we find our fortunes?
Are
I'm a
there
big
prices
admirer
listed
of
anywhere?
divination.
I mean, I guess it depends on what the price is.
Only one way to find out.
There is a sign saying price a small blessing of, and then there's a tiny smudge and then silver. When you look closely, the smudge says 38.
Silver.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, before we pant about, what's Obsidian doing? There are
At this point,
there are large braziers all around if you're looking to be that immediate about it.
probably not. Just holding on to it. Might just sit somewhere nearby the other large and bored person.
Yeah, large and bored person, whenever like people wander too close with like their general milling around shopping, he gives them a very serious glare and they tend to sort of drift away. Sort of looking at you for a moment and seeing you stood there, seeming to be equally unimpressed with the crowd. He sort of lowers his book for a moment, stares at you longer, and then looks at the bench, not the next bench over, and goes, and then just returns to his book.
Sure. Yeah, Obsidian will sit there and ponder the painting, I suppose.
And he sort of looks again, he looks over at you, side-eye for a moment, seeming to like be waiting to see if you'd able to make some conversation. And when after a few seconds you don't, he gives a very sort of quietly satisfied, respectful nod and returns to his book. You see that he has he's sat leant forward a little bit reading, but resting on the floor and coming up like sort of leaning back onto his shoulder, he has a great axe that he's just sort of got propped as he reads away.
Okay.
So, over at the other tent. Yeah, you file into the entrance, and the haggard old lady behind sat on the floor behind the table looks up at you all. Hello.
Oh, greetings. I take it you're a diviner. And you could
I am
see into our
the
futures.
wise and wizened Madame Kiva.
Madam Kiva, of course. A pleasure to meet you. My name is Pip.
You are. I'm seeing Harengan.
Yes. So, what might you be able to tell us with a reading?
I can do small divination for a modest price. My true powers, of course, are reserved for dire need and great donation. But I can peer through the threads of fate somewhat to divine things that are and may be, and where lost things can be found, including your purpose.
That sounds very interesting. I would, and he'll rummage in his coin pouch on his belt and hand over 4 gold pieces.
Oh, most generous. What do you seek today?
I am very curious about the divining arts and the potential possibilities of the future, I suppose. Although I have a separate request, but maybe that's for another time. You mentioned that you finding stuff that's lost, including one's purpose, but instead maybe locating a person who is actively lost?
This is a power within that has been given to me by the great divines.
Well, there's a very handsome gentleman by the name of Atticus Gladstone. He went missing a little while ago. We heard that he was up north in Forest at some point. And I was wondering if you might know where he currently is?
And this is what you wish for me to do with this donation? Or is this the business that is for another time?
I suppose it was for another time, but the more I think on it, the more important I think it is to check in on him, you know?
Very well. Take seats, take seats. And we will pick up with this taking place after our 10-minute break. So we'll be back in 10 minutes. Madame Kiva beckons you to sit. As you do sort of sit and look around, I'll give you, Siri, you just notice amongst the general paraphernalia, there is a small, crudely sculpted statuette on one of the shelves behind her. There seems to be 3 women sort of entwined around each other, offering like their arms up in various just sort of like poses. One of them has antlers, one of them seems to be holding a net, and the other one has a blindfold on.
Does she recognize this imagery?
No.
Check. No.
Definitely not. So yeah, Pip. I shall draw 3 cards. One is your past, one is your present, and one is your future. And she shuffles and lays out. And you see as she shuffles the cards that they all, lots of them have all the different faces that are on them, although moving too quickly to identify any of them specifically. And then she arranges them in a complex way. I'm boiling it down to 3. Looks like she organises a bit more, and then she takes the first card, turns it over, and then you see her sort of almost hesitate for a moment, and then she moves to a different card, and you think, but she's like, she glances at you a couple of times with a furrowed brow, and then eventually seems to become confident and selects a card, and turns it over and is like, oh. Forgive me, I mustn't have shuffled this properly. Blank. Puts it back in and reshuffles, scoops the cards back in and shuffles the deck. And lays them out again. And again seems to have the same sort of almost confusion for a moment as she goes to do this, like she's suddenly doubting herself. And then draws a different card and sort of almost like peeks under as she turns it this time. It's like, is this some sort of ruse you're performing? Is there? Are you using your own divination?
I'm not particularly practiced in divination. I am a spellcaster.
Are you casting any spells now?
No, absolutely not. I haven't got my license.
Get up. Another one of you sit down. This one's free. I'm testing something.
Cyril looks at Asher.
What of you women? Sit.
All right. I will go. it.
And she gets the same cards and shuffles them and lays them out. 3 cards, 1 past, 1 present, 1 future. Ha! Yes. Your past. Donjon. I see imprisonment in your past. You have spent time held against your will, physically, but also I feel emotionally. You are not being true to yourself. You are hiding some aspects of yourself from yourself and from those around you, yes? Next, the present. Ha! Again! Priest! You travel on a journey of healing and tend to help those around you, but in conjunction with Badonjon, perhaps that healing and care does not always extend to yourself, as it should. And finally, the future! It's fucked up, this. The merchant! That's freaky. The merchant, this does not always need to be literal, but I sense that perhaps, with your regard, it is. It is the city of coin, after all. You have the bandaged hands of someone who is perhaps not as careful with their craft as they should, and you look around wide and bright-eyed, not just looking for sale, but looking for opportunity, I think. I don't know why she's becoming more and more Patrick Moore as time goes on. So yes, but cards do work. Your friend is strange.
He's not from around here, so.
Her eyes narrow at that. Yes, quiet. We'll swap with the other woman.
Can I just see if I can see if this is a bit of a bit that she's doing?
I'll give you your passive insight. She seems to be genuinely frustrated, and was very, very vindicated when the cards came out how they did for Asher. She does seem to be genuinely. She's not being like. She's not attacking him, but she does seem genuinely irritated at how that went for Pip.
You sure you don't want to try again with him?
Fine. We'll see. Be seated again. And she shuffles the cards and puts them down and really just. And she starts to break out in a bit of a sweat thinking for a moment. And it is just quiet for longer than it should be. And she just keeps it silent with her eyes closed thinking. And like her hand raised almost. And like minutes pass. Slaps down at a card. Ah! Yes! Oh! The trader! This card is
Trader?
not yours!
Isn't it?
No! And she turns the other two over. Healer, elementalist. This reading is false. You're interfering with the cards in some way.
I am so sorry.
Where
Maybe
exactly
we
are you
just-
from?
Water's Deep originally, but maybe we'll just skip mine. You can maybe do Sire instead.
Get up. Sire. Be seated.
This makes me highly uncomfortable, but if it will amuse my companion.
3 cards, your past, your present, your future.
I know my past. Why would
A charlatan! You have a past that you are not proud of. You perhaps hurt others, or used others. But the difference between this and the thief card is the charlatan card carries remorse, and a desire to do better, and an awareness of one's past misgivings. The present! Oh! And she drops the card. The Dark Lord. Interesting. You carry a great struggle? Larger than the day-to-day struggles of people ambling around their lives. Yours is a struggle of self and of purpose. The Grave card. Your future. This will make your Dark Lord over more interesting. The Abjurer. A good card to follow the Dark Lord. It shows a desire to uncover one's purpose, and not just atone for past misdeeds, but to ensure the same deeds cannot be made again by others. It is a card that speaks to a journey of improvement. These are your cards.
This presumes that a path is set. Can paths not be changeable?
Oh, yes. But in this moment in time, this is your path. You may choose to continue it, or you may choose to disregard it entirely.
Thank you. And she's gonna pay. I don't know what we owe. Was it a 4 each? Oh no, 38 gold, 38 silver, right?
Which is just under 4 gold. 3 gold, 8 silver.
I've got a lot of silver.
I do not.
About this other services you procure, the locating of missing people. What else?
It's a little below the waste of my talents, but I'm able to send messages magically. For a significant fee, I'm able to witness what a specific person sees and hears at any given moment. Via my clairvoyant arts, I'm able to scry upon them and see as they see and basically, essentially spy on them.
How much?
This is a lofty service involving complex, deeply complex divine powers, and I must petition the heavens themselves to make use of it. These services are in the high 100s to low 200s in price. Around 250 in gold. You seek me to reunite you with a lost love? A friend lost after a quarrel? Or...
A brother taken away.
Oh, well. A love lost. In a way. Taken away.
He might be in danger.
The Dark Lord would indicate this is a struggle, yes?
She's gonna look to Asher.
If I am provided with the requisite compensation, then I swear upon the Lady's Three I shall use my arts to divine and find this brother of yours.
She looks to Pip and then she looks to Asher. It's a lot of gold.
It is.
Can the
I
value
don't
really be
have that
put
much
on
on me.
reuniting with a lost family member?
I don't think a reunion is in the cards, no matter what. It would be more to satiate my own curiosity. I might make use of your services, but not today.
Very well, as the moon waxes and wanes, and the winds and the seasons roll ever onwards, so shall you find Madame Kiva sat here in my humble tent.
Well, thank you so much, Madam Kiva.
She gives you the glare I can only describe as bloody Farmer Maggot in the Hobbit, in the Lord of the Rings films. Have a look.
Can I have that 4 gold back then?
No. The fault was not with me.
Of course. Bye.
Thank you. A lot of fun.
Well, that was most interesting.
I can only imagine Obsidian sitting there on the bench like sad Keanu with his painting.
Feeding the bird.
Instead of a sandwich, it's a painting.
Those cards for Asher are fucking weird.
Was that really like a blind draw? I assumed.
Hand on heart, no fucking fudging at all.
I genuinely assumed that you had.
Zero. I
pre-pulled.
promise you, zero fucking fudge. Very, very weird.
I will. Someone mentioned. What? Someone mentioned a magic shop, right? That they found.
Indeed.
gonna
And the
then-
one you're next to is the alchemist.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Lots
gonna.
of potions on those
Yeah,
shelves.
I'm gonna eye up this sign posted outside the tent. Look at prices and.
These all seem to be ever so slightly over market value, but looking inside the store, it has been clear. It is clean. It is well illuminated. You see little details you notice, like they have not skimped on the quality of the vials. They are sturdy, high quality vials. This place seems to reek of good value for money.
Do they have magic items in here as well? What's all
A
of this?
couple.
Let's peruse. Are they labeled?
The dwarf with his potion hammer again sort of looks over at people entering the store. Like, good afternoon.
Hi, good day. Asher, nice to meet you.
Gustav.
Gustav. And I'm just gonna peruse madly.
Yeah, there are most common potions, a couple of healing potions. There are 2 bottles that seem to be locked in a slightly shimmering glass case each, almost like a little security case. They are labelled as being a elixir of stone skin and an elixir of gaseous form.
Ooh. Very
As you're looking around, it's like, we also can brew to specification. We take out chemical commissions. We have a small number of magic items. We buy and sell in both potion and smaller magical items. Short sword and sword. No armors or shields. We haven't capacity for storing it.
great. It looks great in here. Wonderful shop.
Thank you. We are one of Athkatla's, one of the oldest steady stalls here in Walkeen's Promenade. Over 110 years.
$110 my goodness. Asher, maybe you should take these. And you will give her the wands.
We were thinking about maybe selling some wands, and I was just wondering if
Ha!
huh?
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were making a play on words. You were wandering.
Oh, you know what?
The wands.
Genuinely unintentional, but pretty good. Yeah, no. But we were wanting to, maybe sell some wands if you were up for buying.
Always happy to look. These are... you wands, I see.
Yeah.
Oh no, this one is black oak.
Sure.
Let's have a look.
They're very high quality. We got them from a guy very far from here. He had traveled a very long way. And I can confirm they work wonderfully. He used them on us.
He gives a knowing smile that so often the way that magical items change hands.
Oh, yeah.
Forgive me. And he takes out a small eyepiece he puts in. So each of these is partially expended, being made of standing wood. These will not replenish. These are finite in their charges. I could give you 1,200 gold for the black oak and 2,000 each for the yews. So it'd be a total of 5,200 gold. If that's agreeable to you. If you wish to
checking-
shop around a bit.
Over the table, that, Monkey, you're saying do you, but that's the prices listed, and they're already depleted somewhat, so that seems like a very fair
I'm just
price.
saying you've got really great charisma, that's all.
I just don't
Use it.
know. Okay.
I mean, what's the worst he can say? No?
Deals off!
yeah, that
Get
is
him,
the worst
get him,
thing you
boys.
could say.
I mean, if you do it nicely.
Sure. Asher will be like, I mean, listen, that's a great price. However, looking at these, that black oak, you don't see it very often. I know that it's more rare, so I was really hoping I could get a little bit more.
He looks a
for
bit
that.
confused, like, not to disparage what a very spirited attempt, but the black oak is the least valuable
God damn it.
of the two ones.
I picked one, and it wasn't the right one.
I'm not sure how a wand of fireball is less valuable than web, but
I
still.
know. That's why that was my. Sorry, I said black oak, but I meant you. Obviously, I meant the you.
Obviously, of course.
Gorgeous wood, nice and bendy. Lot of good flexibility there for.
And
wand
as a
casting.
wizard myself, I can certainly speak to the sturdiness of their enchantments and the efficacy of their magics. As she mentioned, they were
Oh,
used
yeah.
upon us and they were quite effective, quite potent.
It's a group haggle, is it?
I'm taking the help action. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, no need to haggle. I was just really hoping to maybe get move that price up just a bit because of the beauty of this.
Make
wood.
a persuasion check.
Yes,
It is unfortunately with disadvantage.
What? God damn it! Why?
Because you have not been convincing at all. You came with a flustering attitude and wrong facts.
Hey,
Black
we
oak
as
seems
the people
like it would
are
be
not very
rare.
persuasive.
I would just like to just.
Asher is far more persuasive than we are as human beings.
Limited by my own in real life charisma.
He gives a sympathetic smile and is like, on this occasion, 5,200 remains my offer. Had they been at full capacity, then I could have stretched to a little bit more, but alas, these are used goods, wonderful as they are.
Now, that's
I
totally fair.
am more than happy to wait if you wish to explore other potential buyers and return at a later date if you wish to see if you can get a better offer elsewhere.
No.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair.
That'll be fine. I'll take that offer. Thank you so much.
Very well. And yeah, he will relieve you of your wands. And I will add 5,200 gold.
Bringing us to a tidy 10,017.
Oh.
Yeah. And that's after the rooms we just got, right?
Indeed.
Alright, we gotta sort this license. We no
Fair
longer
enough.
have an excuse.
Hold on, what you had to 6,000-ish gold before you bought 4 rooms?
We had 6,000. We spent 1,200, so it was down to 4,800. Now we're on 10.
We spent
Cool.
1,400. Wait, no, we spent. It was 200 per room. We bought 4 rooms, so that's 800. That's 1,000.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, he takes them and locks them in a glass case behind him, which then dances with purple, almost electric light over it all. Sort of
I am a little
security.
curious about that book you've got over there.
It
the
is
one-
obviously not the same as the Tome of Many Hues. It's just some magical book.
I mean, I could be interested in a magical book. I don't suppose it's a arcane grimoire, is it?
No, it is the Ars Arcanum, introductory treatise to basic magic of a sorceress nature. Not about the
Oh, I
magic
see.
that is learned, the magic that is inherited within the blood. It is of middling import.
Most interesting. However, I'm more the learned type myself.
Indeed. Is there anything else I can assist you fine folks with today?
Yes, I have this extract. It came from a giant spider. Not sure what its effects might be. I was thinking about mixing it with some ink, but I rather not experiment it myself. And
He looks confused for a fraction of a second before he sort of takes them the tattoos and realizes what you're probably talking about there. What manner of giant spider and how long ago did you procure it?
a long time ago, at least 3 weeks ago. I can't remember the type, but my
Wasn't this the
friend
ice
Ash-
spiders?
probably.
No, that was a Gigulus Jawn. You weren't there for that, were you?
I don't know. Asha has also the same extract.
What
I
is
think it was just a giant spider eye extract that is in my inventory. That's been there for a long time.
Oh,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
yeah, you weren't there, but then you extracted it from the eyes we had in your inventory. So, I mean, that's typically the excretions of spiders that are not venom or related to their silk does typically help with elixirs that allow the imbiber to adhere to walls and surfaces for a period of time. It's quite likely that if treated properly in either a potion or whatever else you're looking to do with that mixed ink, if done correctly, I imagine it would allow one to scale with the same proficiency.
Interesting. Okay, thank you. I had failed to find a way to identify it until now. Appreciate your assistance. You wouldn't trade in magical ink, would you?
Alas, I do not. Alchemical and small magical is my nature. Calligraphical is not my wheelhouse.
All right. Well, perhaps. Well, since we're here, would you mind costing up this item? She's gonna point at the lash of immolation. Not sure I'm looking to sell, but I'd be keen to know a price.
That's interesting. You're familiar with the additional runic enchantments on this? That's old magic, giant in origin, the power of a flame rune. But then a very small weapon for a giant to wield, so I am perhaps it sort of originally belonged to some high-ranking soldier in service to fire giants, perhaps. Small enough to use the whip, but an important enough figure to benefit from the runic blessings of a giant. I think I could offer 3,000 for this.
It's interesting. I can't remember where we procured this lash.
You got this for your place in the tournament.
I see. But not from like a guy, just from like as a prize.
From
Right?
that prize cash.
Yeah.
Loot box.
That's good to know. Perhaps another day.
Of course.
The queen of another day.
Well, be about your business. Have a good day. Thank you for your patronage.
Siri is a not a decisive buyer, clearly.
Well, she's also a very considered kind of person, so. Sire, there's also an armorer and weaponsmith around the north side of this section, so that might be worth a look. Are you coming, Asher, or did you need some potions?
Before we do that,
Oh,
on my
is
regular
something
check-in. Meanwhile, Obsidian on his bench. What are you up to in your bench, Obsidian?
Wondering what they are doing so long.
I imagine you can probably see them occasionally. Maybe they were right in front of you when they were farting around in this little mystic's
No.
tent.
I don't think they told me when we get where we are going next, so I think we'll just wait.
Yep.
I don't predict many sudden outbursts here. So, all good.
As you're waiting, you see 3 figures gradually come over. One of them, a woman in yellow robes, elven, a dwarven fellow who has some sort of a machine, like a backpack made of machinery, and what looks to be like a complex cog gun, and then a tall, pale fellow with a couple of unusual chain-type weapons on his hips. And they come over, and it looks like they make an eye contact with you for a moment, and then they're like, "All right, Zalan, we're done." Then the red Goliath next to you sort of snaps his book shut and stands like, "Good. Let us leave this place. There are too many people here." And they chuckle without, he doesn't chuckle. They laugh and they begin to head up the steps past you. He's like, "Come on, let's find a tavern." And Zalan just gives you a, and then heads off You feel that perhaps this fellow was in a very similar boat to yourself with his adventuring party. This would be equivalent of when shoe shops have little couching areas, but all the husbands end up sitting in.
I am well aware and acquainted.
Yeah, you are alone on your benches.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, the shoppers. Where are you off to next, shoppers?
Asher's gonna pause and look at the rest. She's like, well, first off, she's gonna bid this guy adieu and then leave and say, with promises of coming back, eyeing everything in that shop. And then she's gonna come out to her friends and just listen. I very badly want to spend the rest of the day slowly making my way through every single item in this entire market. However, I feel like now that we've got the funds for this license, I might need to leave you guys and go sort that, or at least start the process for it. You know, so that, you know, after we leave for whatever next part of our adventure is, when we come back, it's at least going, so we don't get completely screwed if one of us casts something in the city.
Could take some while for them to process the application, that is true. Shall we all go do that then?
Well, and now over the table, I was just gonna try and make it easy on the DM where like Asher just goes to whatever administration office and starts that process while you guys continue your shop. Or I can sort it during downtime. I don't know what all's involved.
We can
for
sort that during downtime. We can just say you fill the form in and put it in a post box.
Okay.
Big red one.
Yeah.
I'm not sending money
Yeah,
for the mail though.
No, you can send it. You can send it track delivery.
Okay. All right. That yeah. No. Listen. Okay. Let's finish our shopping here, and then the first thing I'm going to is to mail off an application for that. Just don't let me forget.
Good to me.
Okay. We may continue.
Did you
I'd
want
be
to have
interested in the. Yes, there's a armor stall. You said weapon stall.
Yep, just this way up to the north.
And you see them walk off again into the distant Obsidian through a busy crowd until they are gone from sight.
Well, that gentleman has mushrooms. Ooh. Excuse me. And he sidles his way past these people.
City will eye the weapons. She is not unused to seeing weapons, so she will be sussing out the quality, the make, balance.
They mostly seem unremarkable and of just about average quality. These would work fine in a barracks or in a training yard, but these are not the adventurers. These are not the weapons of grand adventurers or seasoned warriors. They are
Ooh, guns.
fine.
Fine.
There are no guns.
Ah,
Would it be possible for me to sell the +0 shield?
Yeah, they'll buy a shield.
Hmm?
Yeah, they'll buy a shield. I don't remember what a shield is. Let's have a look. A shield, regular.
this big round thing.
$10 we'll buy a shield for, looking at the SRD.
I'll definitely take that.
Yeah.
10 gold's better than no gold.
Add 10 gold onto yourself, please, sir.
That is done. I've got a lot of crossbows, but I'll keep them.
Hip purchases that dagger I mentioned.
Yep.
of average
Not that
quality.
silver or whatever a mundane dagger is.
It's actually 2 gold pieces, which seems
Is
extortionate.
it? That
But
seems
yes.
crazy. Sure, yeah, knock 2 gold off.
Okay. Well, that being done. Guess this is not the most exciting store ever.
My weapons are sourced from all around the world. They may not be magical, but each of them tells a story of the land that they came from.
These guys love telling a story.
I appreciate that. I'm not a collector. I am, well, a practitioner, but only when needed.
Wisely spoken.
Syria begins to walk away, trying to have this little. What is this? This. An Athkatla.
Yeah, there's a
Appears to be a
Athkatla
carpenter.
with rich. Yeah, he has a woodwork stall where he has some chests and half-constructed shelves behind him, but he seems to be putting fine work into like a wooden children's game that runs off a little motor and sort of like almost like perpetually keeps playing in a loop. Yeah, you see the marbles flow down to the bottom and then the levers carry the marbles back up and then they flow down again and around it goes, a marvel of wooden engineering.
She nods and
Do you like?
kinda- it's great for children. Very, very nice. Just realized Syria and I have the same personality when it comes to street vendors. Just walk away. Try to not make eye contact.
Asher's over at the shroom vendor.
I did get distracted while they went to the armorer.
So
there
in
a lot
character.
Of, unique ingredients here, and
They all look to be mundane food mushrooms, and the woman's like, you couldn't just take it's 4 silver for a punnet, or I can do you a mushroom wrap, or I can do you a selection of different mushrooms in a box if you'd rather have my choice of punnet, or I have some specialist mushrooms if you're looking to cook any extravagant meals, but these are all freshly picked in the last 2 days.
oh, no psychedelics. Okay, that's
Heavens no! That's dangerous. It is a sacred art to identify the safe mushroom from the terribly mind-altering, pervasive fungus.
I'm trying to think. Is it oyster? Are there any oyster mushrooms here? And does she appear to have any ability to saute? She said a mushroom wrap, but like, what are we talking here? Is she just gonna?
Yeah, but
hand
it was
me
a
cold
small little stove set up.
All right, then yeah.
He uses the
absolutely,
brazier
I
behind
will-
her.
Yes, there are oyster mushrooms. I also have several lion's mane if you're looking for something that more resembles a large cut of steak. I can make whichever your heart desires, so long as those desires are mushrooms.
I would love a mushroom wrap and throw in some oyster mushrooms in there,
I
please.
will do this now. And she whips it up and it takes a couple of minutes. 3 silver, please.
Absolutely.
She hands it over to you.
Thank you very much.
It is delicious. A slight kick to it.
Nice. Cool. I will continue wandering, looking for my companions while I eat this.
Hip and Siri
Um,
come round to more.
Siri is going to the musical item store. She's looking for something in particular.
Looking for anything in particular?
I'm looking
Hello,
for something in
please.
particular. Does he find something in particular?
There might be shopkeepers. Like, are you looking for anything in particular?
Yes. Some sort of percussion that makes a delightful chiming noise.
I know just the thing. And he reaches down and brings up a triangle. Ting! Is what you mean?
Perhaps something a little bit more complex, with a variety of tones.
He gets a second triangle, puts them together, just ding!
Not quite.
You seem to have something very specific in mind, but it isn't this. More deets, more deets.
I have a dear friend. Seems to enjoy the ding, but I think this might be too simple for his mind.
Enjoys the dings.
Just,
As if close to
a
the
little.
head.
Well, those two, actually.
Okay. Is your friend a dog?
He's very much not a dog.
I wasn't sure if we were lending human traits to a canine friend, in which case keys jangled. Works great for dogs, great for babies. But you want something more complex? Where's it have those dings?
Temple.
An alms bell.
A what?
Alms bell. When alms are paid into a box, a magical chime.
Yes, exactly. I was just hoping for something that he
Baby,
might...
I'm the guy who makes the alms boxes. I can sort this out for you. You looking for it in a box
Please.
or just a chime?
Please do not call me baby.
Water under the bridge. Apology accepted. Would you like it in box form, or I can enchant something else to make the ding?
Anything more complex than a singular ding? I was wondering if it could perhaps inspire something that might become more complex with usage.
It sounds
Something
like
he could learn to play. If he should be so inclined.
I mean, it sounds like what you're describing is a very, very small piano.
A chiming piano, perhaps. My friend rarely engages on activities that seem to give him sensorial pleasure. Quite stoic. This box, I think, caught his imagination.
Reminds you of a Cormier man I once knew. Great instrument of Cormier. This is called a glockenspiel. Small, makes chimes when certain keys are struck, has a great little mallet. Try it on for size.
The mallet
And he
is
flips it around and
oddly appropriate.
hands it to you, stick first, and puts up the glockenspiel on the table.
Cyril will try the glockenspiel.
Dum, 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 dum. Yep, it's a bit more metallic than a xylophone.
It's perfect. How big is this thing?
Fit in a bag. Weighs about 2 pounds.
How much for the glockenspiel?
9 silver. Cormish
I'll give him
mastercraft. Or gold. I mean, 5 and 10 silvers, but but it's a gold in terms of amount.
If you could wrap it up for me, I'll give you a gold, please.
Will do. Ding 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 ding. Oh, in a bag. Okay, yes. Wraps it up. There you go. Ding it in good health.
Thank you. She gives him a coy smile.
He gives the exact smile that is on his token.
And quickly walks away. And disengage. And disengage.
Meanwhile, Pip has stepped into a book-filled tent.
This gives me magical vibes. Am I getting magical vibes?
Well, depends.
Or
how
is
you
this just
explore those
is this a
vibes.
library?
Are you casting anything? Or are you looking around at the signs of magic?
No, yeah, like, I mean, is this kind of place that might sell spell books and spell scrolls, or are we talking this person sells books? Judging by the decor, I'm getting magic-y vibes, that's all.
Well, are you? Because I feel like this is the least magic item-filled tent in the entire place.
I mean, I'm looking for things written on paper, not like,
Yeah.
orbs.
No, it appears to be full of fiction. And the woman sat by the counter doesn't notice you at first. She's reading a thick tome that when she sort of almost like jumps up a little bit and sees you all, Siri, you notice there is a very slight flush at the base of her throat, and she sort of coughs and slams the book shut and is like,
What was she reading, DM?
Hello?
What was she reading?
She was reading a book called A Hall of Lust. I was going to say a Hall of Whores, but no, a Hall of Lust.
Classic.
Oh, good afternoon. How can I how can I help?
Oh, I don't think I've got the right stall, actually. I was wondering if you knew if there was anyone selling spell books and spell scrolls?
That would normally be Tall Julius's Tomes as the main licensee for the city for that sort of thing. I more sell fiction, novels, novels.
Do you know if there's any alternatives to Tolgerius?
Oh, yes, I'm sure. But sometimes there are scroll vendors here. Very, very rarely Gustav will come across a magical scroll. But
I should have inquired. I mean, he did mention small magical items, but it didn't occur to me. Thank you for the tip.
oh yes, a pleasant day, pleasant day.
I must see Gustav again. I forgot to ask him something. However,
don't
this
run
store
off.
does look very interesting.
Yeah, definitely definitely a glance of this Egyptian cursed item store, please.
Yeah, the woman looks a bit distant and sort of staring off at that stall, and she's slowly regards you all, say, treasures from the wastes of the desert, wrested back from the undying hands of the gods.
What are these exactly?
These treasures have come with a heavy price. Many have died to bring them back to Athkatla for your consideration and purchase.
Could I have a look and see what's on display?
Yeah, you see they all have protective wards on them, preventing them from being directly touched. But you can certainly see there appear to be small golden treasures, idols, a couple of weapons, and just large ornamental fronds and feathers made of solid gold, it would seem. And there The safe, the large safe, is actually there as well.
Pip, does this look to you like cursed items?
I don't think you
Excuse me.
realised you were talking. Yeah. She said, Pip.
Oh, sorry. I will use my keen eyes to see what I think of these such things. Are they magic at all? And if so, would they be nefarious?
Well, they're warded.
Yeah, there's definitely there are immediately visible magical wards in place over them. You can see the magic of the wards, but are unable to detect further without taking additional steps.
Hmm.
Don't think it's worth doing anything risky.
This particular dagger, if you need selling on the potency of these items, this dagger, if driven into an enemy, will cause the wound to bleed endlessly until the next full moon.
Does sound potent.
It sounds excessive. She's going to. She's getting. Would it be worth saying she's getting bad vibes?
The vibes are what I've given. How you interpret them is up to you.
I think Sirius is getting bad vibes. And yeah. Ooh, skulls. Ooh. Skulls with tentacles.
Famously bony protrusions.
I know, yeah. There's such a strange choice that our artist made with that one.
It's like the Halloween shops where you
Yeah. It's like squid skeletons and stuff.
yeah, just everything in skeleton form.
Don't mind my wife.
Don't mind her though. She seems very pleasant. I just sometimes get the heebie-jeebie. Is that a dragon's skull?
I would have already ground it down for great alchemical purpose if it was. It is the skull of a god drake.
Do you sell these as curiosities or decorations?
Yes. Yes, these are trophies of adventures from around the world. Some of my own, some of others. Gestures to the Mind Flayer skull thing. Unsurprisingly, this one came from Baldur's Gate after the events of last year.
And that big jaw at the back?
A shark. A particularly big shark. That one was caught in the very bay here in Athkatla.
I didn't know Athkatla had sharks.
It's temperate waters.
I've swum in them. I'm glad I haven't encountered one so far.
Are you in
Your wife.
The market for... Oh no, please go on.
Your wife seems...
She gets tired easily and lost in her thoughts after the events of our last expedition.
May I inquire what happened?
It was dangerous, as many as these things are, but she peered into something she should not have and paid the price upon her spirit. She gets a little bit better most days.
Is there no remedy?
There is, but it is an expensive remedy, and so that's why we are here 5 days a week now, until we raise the amount for me to take her to see the clerics and remove the curse from her. It is frustratingly not cheap magic. Healing is instantaneous and powerful to those who have the coin.
Which temple provides the service?
I would look first to Lathander or Sylvanus. Chauntea, perhaps, in a pinch.
And they have given you a cost for this?
I understand that, you know, the training and the sheer cost of materials used in these rituals means that it cannot be a charitable event, but the price still stings.
I have to be honest with you, friend. The skulls is not my preferred aesthetic. But I hope you find many a good customer.
No thanks to you. As you head on,
May I ask your wife's name?
Sophitia.
Sophidia. And yourself?
Siegfried.
Sire, Gladstone. Pleasure. If I come across any interesting skulls in my travels, I will perhaps donate them to
By
you.
all means,
Yurko.
by all means, by all means.
She walks away.
I believe
Yes.
that is you having seen all of today's available tents in the market, I think.
There's this weird one up by me,
Oh.
but I don't know if that's the same guy and his stuff.
It's not. I don't have a vendor there for some reason. Let's have a look.
Well, if they're away on lunch, I'll just look at the stuff.
Yeah, out to lunch. Out to lunch was just a. It's all shimmering with it. You're filled with a sense of it's a bad idea to try and steal. Oh god, nothing but bloody beggar women in this. There we go. Yeah, he's out to lunch, but his hologram stands there, watching carefully. But yeah, these look to be more macabre, fleshy trophies. Doesn't look like they're meaty to the point of being used in like cooking,
Yeah.
but odd trophies, perhaps some components in there. I feel like you would recognise a Nothic eye
Yeah.
and would know that that is useful magically. So there is perhaps some use to be found here.
Okay, I will note that for later.
Yeah.
Potion making, needs.
So yeah, Asha finds
Does
her way
does
back
Pip
to
want to buy
Obsidian.
some? Does Pip want some clothes? Pip. Clothes?
Hello. Clothes. I mean, I probably do want to buy some at some point, mostly because everyone keeps wincing at the fact that I'm wearing purple. But Pip is more interested in the fact that Gustav may or may not have the odd spell scroll.
So here you're back into Gustav's tent. He's like, hello again.
Oh, sorry to bother you. Someone mentioned that you might have spell scrolls. That didn't occur to me before as a small magical item. Maybe you've got something along the lines of a scroll of comprehend languages, or for example.
Yeah, it's not something I typically deal in. I do have a couple at the moment, but I don't believe comprehend language is one of them. However, I do know enough discerning merchants around the city that I can put in an order for you. And
That would work.
acquire. Comprehend languages, you say? He takes a small red book out of his breast pocket, inside his plate, and jots down. Is it your name?
You can call me Gerald Pipthorn.
Pitform. I remember you said that. So jot it down. You can comprehend languages. Give me a day or two.
Sounds great. There were some other ones that I was considering, but I've forgotten what they were, so maybe I'll mention them to the DM afterwards.
Well, for now, I know that we only have 2 in stock, and that is Ice Knife and Grease.
Interesting. Okay, well, I'll be back in a day or so anyway for comprehend languages, so I'll
be it.
come and consider it then if they're still around.
Very well.
Thank you.
So, do we wrap up here with you leaving the promenade and heading back to the Adventurers Guild to receive your next instructions and options?
Yes, with Asher stopping off to apply for a license.
Yeah, and Pip getting a change of clothes. Tell me what colour robes you end up with, and I'll see how easy I can Photoshop change them.
Well, I was just thinking before you were saying that I'd be like, oh guys, what color do you think I should wear? I mean, white would be a bit too. I don't want people to think I'm a cleric. I don't know. What color would suit me?
Maybe a burnt orange?
That's what they call me. Atticus the morally grey. I am Atticus the white.
Burnt orange. Interesting. Is that better than regular orange?
Yeah, it's not as bright as flashy. It's a little. It's got more browns in it, you know.
Maybe a little bit more drawing less attention, perhaps.
Yeah. More fall foliage, less, orange the fruit.
Orange the fruit. Well, I'll have a think. I'll have a think. Burnt orange.
Okay. Well, unless Obsidian has any actions or events you would like to take now on departure, we will say that you leave this place and make your way to the Adventurers Guild, where we will pick up next week and get back into the business at hand. We've had a couple of sessions downtime. Time to get you back on the road onto the next steps, so they will be outlined next session. So yeah, we will.
If we wanna start next session, kind of turning a new leaf, do we end the night with plum cake, plum tart? What was it? Was it a pie? Was it a tart?
It's still the afternoon, so we're gonna have some conversations and meetings back at the guild hall. So
fair enough.
Will be
Yeah.
will be pie.
There'll be pie.
But we'll pie live next session. Okay, cool. Then we will catch you all next week. Thank you very much, everybody.